Leroy and Tobin, hold to the show, man. Still on the stars with the show, and till then his half moon open. Sometimes go taste like a snowman. No proof of my life better more than no proof. Like I always wanted him, I never hated him, I never traded him, and if I did, I never ever traded him. You know what is a star? Like another city, the driver's side flag. Wish I could large, so many more. 10 in the more, never a bar. 8, 10 in the more, 2 to the P. Nothing to you, but it's something to me. Handsome as ever, and cute as could be. You can watch us on YouTube with view for free. Ay. This one time for the Twitch, this one time for the text, this one time for the phone line. Whole time wonder what they gonna do next.
You know, I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
Morning, everybody.
Too much.
Don't tell me too much. That's not nice.
I mean the volume.
Dude, you look ridiculous. And you want to know something? It didn't quite come through last night on text.
Yeah. What exactly?
Why you got a blue beard, dude? What are you, a pirate?
So
Arrgh.
my wife was doing her little thing,
Okay.
had some extra.
Mm-hmm.
She decided, as my life assistant, that I should get rid of the gray. And I'm
For
like,
this?
no, I'm good.
Yeah, but you would get rid of the gray typically for, I would imagine a more natural color. Why do you?
She put the same stuff that was in her hair. And
So now you're a pirate.
so it'll be gone tomorrow.
Will
I'm
it?
gonna get rid of it. Yeah, I shaved tonight.
The internet's forever.
Oh yeah. This is
The internet's forever, and you
But
you have a blue beard right now.
this is
But
a
then-
rare pull.
So here's the worst part.
This is a rare pull. for
Because
sure.
you know Fonz is pretty quiet, right?
Yeah.
I said, Fonz, turn on the light. Turns on the light. And I could already tell. You know, you can tell when people are thinking. And he looks over. I say, well, he goes, what's up, Papa Smurf? Right? I've gotten Blue Man Group.
But like when you sent it last night, the picture you sent last night, it looked almost like maybe a hint of blue, but it did look more gray.
No.
That's a blue beard.
Yeah.
You look
Like
quite blue.
Double D, double
Because
die.
clearly,
I liked it.
clearly, my wife does not understand the differences in hair.
You look like you'll grant me 3 wishes.
Are you on the spirit squad for the Wolverines? How did you not shave it immediately?
Yeah, exactly.
How'd you wake up this morning and be like, I'm going to go out of the house like this?
I'm gonna rock this.
Because I also did not realize it was this blue until I got in my car because it's kind of dark in the house. Then when I got in the car and looked at I'm like, whew.
Yeah. That's really blue. Like, it didn't look this blue last night. Yeah,
No, it did
Marcos?
not,
Not
did
even
not.
close.
Maybe like you said, like a hint of blue.
Yeah, like a
Right.
hint of blue. But it, like, I'm looking last night and I'm telling you, it didn't look this blue.
No.
It was like, because like kind of in the lighting, it was like, is that like you kind of see it, but it kind of looks like grayish. No, dude.
Nope.
No.
It's all blue.
I know.
You're my boy, Blue.
You like Cam Ward that much, huh? Rooting for the Titans.
Nice of you.
Tighten up.
Get it all out. Get it all out.
Oh, we will get it all out. What is your favorite method of punishing sailors? Is it walking the plank? Yarr.
Yarg. Oh, Bluebeard. Wow, Leroy.
Dave South has called you bluest Riddick.
Blue Riddick. Leroy looks like Will Smith in Aladdin.
Yep.
Yep. Definitely.
Steve Punk Leroy.
Dr. Remulick says, just an emo phase. It'll pass.
Just going through
Leroy, you're about 20 years past your midlife crisis.
C-Dub says gives a whole new meaning to Blue Chew.
Blew himself up.
Like, dude, what are you doing?
There's a conference today. Like, we have people in the building today.
Who's this guy with the hat?
I don't
That's
know.
the-
I'm telling you, we have a
He's
conference
the,
guy. Radio Libre?
Yeah.
He's a new Radio Libre. I've never seen that guy before.
Oh. there is some sort of event going on in the conference room. I need you to walk by those people.
Dade South, Vita Blue. Schmeathan says, looks like you did unspeakable things to Mrs. Met.
So this is what this show's going to be.
Jukebox.
Point for Twitcher.
Jukebox. Did Leroy eat a Smurf?
So I text my friends to.
We just figured out Blue's Clues.
I text my friends to figure out, what they thought. And after the laughter, this is what Tobin said.
Throw that up more on the camera, not the screen.
Pretty good. AI.
I love AI.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
You're like, how did you get it to have a number 33 jersey? I'm like, I just asked
That
it
quick.
to. I just asked it. I said, put it in a Browns jersey. Now make it a 33 jersey.
So-
Boom. Papa Smurf. Thank you, Grok.
Yep.
Does anybody have an AI of favoritism? Like I use the one on Twitter. It's the only one I usually do. ChatGPT, is that the number one to do if I want fake images?
I know
there's a whole thing too. People are like, oh, you shouldn't do that. Hey, guess what, people? I'm just having fun on the internet, baby.
Yeah, get out of here.
I'm not trying to get too crazy about it.
I know that ChatGPT has gotten so personal. I know people who have relationships with it, like not physical, but deep intellectual, in which they'll say, hey, ChatGPT, based off of everything I've ever asked you, what are my weaknesses as a person?
Wow.
And you learn about yourself, apparently.
Jay Marley says, Leroy got a Taki endorsement. You do look like you just ate some Takis. Taki. Because they got the blue one.
What does that taste like? Ever tried it?
No. No, my kids love Takis, though.
Yeah.
I've had the red one before.
That's
chili lime.
Isn't that like, kids love those things?
Yes.
And then once you outgrow. Because
They haven't yet.
I remember Fonz was like in middle school and then high school. That's all he ate was Takis. And then now, like, no chance.
Nick T says, do the drapes match the sheets? Drapes not matching the sheets? Blue Chew.
Twitcher.
You look like a backyard wrestler.
Dade South. Leroy's favorite song, Hit 'em Up Style. Hey, ladies, when your man wanna get buck wild, let's go and hit 'em up style. You better let 'em know that if you mess up, you gotta hit 'em up.
Wow, Leroy. What did she do? Did she just like put it on her hand and just like grab your beard or something like that? Or like, did you sit
Kinda.
down while she combed it through?
No.
Is this a decision?
No.
You didn't think it was going to be that blue.
No.
Oof.
You thought it was going to be
No.
black?
I didn't know. Listen,
Hmm.
here's what I know. I know that my wife tends to think that everything's going to work out the way she planned without taking all of the circumstances into account,
Relatable.
right? Like, it's one thing to touch up a little gray, but all gray, what are the effects of? So, yeah.
What's it like bringing so many kids joy? Headlines are brought to you by Doral Hyundai. Doral Hyundai, choose where.
This is a gender reveal.
Headlines are brought to you by Doral Hyundai. Doral Hyundai, choose over 1,300 new Hyundai models in inventory at the Tucson, Sonata, and Palisade. Remember, when it comes to Hyundai, the great deals are at Doral Hyundai. How about them Marlins, huh?
Yeah.
Hey,
Let's just give it up for let's give it up for Peter Bendix
Come on.
and Bruce Sherman.
Let's do it.
You know, just when you think you got yourself a team on the low, last place. Remember those first 2 weeks?
Yeah.
You go out and lose to a team with 9 wins.
Look at us.
Just when you think, I should be proud of my baseball team, they're like, you know what? Watch us go lose to a team that has the worst record of the modern era.
Of the last century. That's crazy.
Marlins lose to the Rockies 6-4.
Yeah.
They're back at it. Max Meyer. Oof. He's burnt out that
Didn't they have a
goodwill.
4-2 lead?
Burnt out that goodwill. Woo!
Yes,
Woo!
they had a 4-2 lead going, or 4-1 lead going into the third.
Too early.
Too much time.
Too much time.
Never
Too much
scored
time.
again.
Max Meyer. Flash in the pan.
More like Min Meyer, am I right?
I'll allow it.
Almost blew it. Too much?
Nando says, bro, I was listening on the radio. I had to come see what the fuss was all about on YouTube. Now you know.
Mm-hmm. Leroy.
Let me tell you something right now,
Yeah.
Peter Bendix.
Go blue.
Don't lose this series.
Don't lose.
Don't lose this series.
Don't lose. Hey, listen. Really, though. Really. Hey, listen, Peter.
Peter. Pete.
Seriously.
Pete, my boy.
Seriously. Do me a favor.
Have they won a series all year? Couldn't have, right?
Colorado? No. I don't think so.
No, they got swept 8 times.
They don't have enough wins, I don't think.
They've won back-to-back games.
Ooh, look at them.
Once. But it wasn't in a series.
They got swept 8 times.
Not good.
We're not even halfway
They've been
through.
swept in half their series.
It's not even halfway through the season.
Are we about to watch the Marlins lose a series to the Rockies? Is that going to happen?
That would be pretty amazing, wouldn't it?
Where do you
Sandy's
go from there?
Sandy's on the hill today.
Oh boy.
Sandy's okay. Listen,
This has to be the get right for him,
Sandy,
right?
Sandy.
This has to be this is like Sandy pride game, right?
Yeah.
Like he has to draw a
Pride
line.
game.
Right.
He has to draw a line in the sand today.
Oh, line in the sand game.
How many
sand.
lines you think he's drawing in the
A
sand?
lot.
Okay.
It's been a rough.
So
go.
how's this
his
line
ERA
gonna be
is
any different?
8.4.
Oof.
You think he's going to go up to the mound and say, not on my watch? Well, it's been on your watch all year.
Mm.
Just walk into your house and steal your cookies.
Oh, boy.
Where Miss Moeller keeps the peanut butters. Took that too.
Speaking of good baseball, though, shout out to the Miami Hurricanes.
Woo!
They beat Southern Miss. They advanced to the Super Regional for the first time since 2016. Ooh, I was nervous.
After getting dump truck the night before. So good bounce back.
Yeah, good bounce back. Some clutch pitching there late. And they get it done. They're moving on to the Super Regional. First time since 2016, the Canes finally get a chance to get to Omaha. They're going to take on the Louisville Cardinals in the Super Regional. Best of 3, Leroy. You win 2 out of 3. You're going to the College World Series. It's kind of crazy. It's been that long for the Canes.
It doesn't seem that way.
That's like such a crazy thing for
Almost a decade.
I feel I look at them as baseball royalty.
Yeah, same.
Right.
Then, as you said that,
they've probably had. Would you say the baseball teams had more long-term success than the football team consistently?
I guess not.
Not recently.
I guess not.
Right.
Seemed that way for a while, though.
Right. Like you would always be able to say, okay, at least the baseball team's going to be there.
Yeah.
I mean, we know the milkshakes are going to be there.
Oh, they bring all the boys to the yard.
-1. You had such a good run going this first segment. You had such a good run going. You burned out your goodwill. The Panthers are.
Wait. It just this is a epidemic on this show. You make a funny, then you got to try to make 2 funnies.
Yeah.
Then you got.
It's much like it's like our gambling.
Like
habits.
just say, hey, I made a funny. Let's move on. Nope. He got to keep going.
That was good.
No, now you're back to 0.
Mojo 305 says, I dream of Genie.
There ain't no black genies except Will Smith and Aladdin.
So the most famous? Who's the more famous genie? Aladdin's genie or Barbara Eden?
Barbara Eden.
Wait. Who's that's the
I dream of Genie.
Yeah.
She's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
I dream of Genie had this run.
Yeah.
Y'all weren't alive yet. But
Schmeathan says Genie Bus.
Oh.
Genie Bus.
Blue jeans.
Nunya says Genie in a Bottle. Christina Aguilera.
Ooh, that's her coming out song.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
Anyway, Panthers are traveling to Edmonton. Today's media day.
Diaper Genie.
They're not even close to being there. Media tonight.
Well, they speak at 4 o'clock, 4 p.m.
Is
4 p.m. our time.
Our time, 2 p.m. Edmonton time. They're Mountain time.
Oh, they're only wow.
Yeah, I
thought
was
they were
confused
way
by that
over.
too. Me too.
Okay.
That's
So
a
I
long
mean,
travel.
you know what's crazy? How can you fly? What is it? 8 hours? 9 hours? And only go across one time zone. You must
Isn't
make
that 2 time zones?
no. You go central and then mountain.
So that's 2.
You're in mountain. You're not traveling over 2 time zones.
No, if you
in
go
all the
east
way
and
west,
you go to mountain, that's 2 time zones. I've traveled 2 time zones.
you haven't if you're in one.
Of course that counts. What are you talking about? Don't be stupid.
You know what I found amazing?
What's
now that
that?
we're talking about that. New Orleans is in the central, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Michigan and Ohio are farther west, and they're in the eastern.
Yeah.
Always found.
Are you in the Stanley Cup spirit? So you made your beard the color of the blue line?
It's offsides.
Looks like Bob's crease.
Just for like scientific purposes, I just want to try something.
Leroy!
See
Looks
what
good.
I mean? He made it funny. You feel like you had to do that, huh?
No, I thought we were like LeBron and D Wade there. That was no look. Take a break. Got an update on the Jonnu Smith trade rumors. That's next.
Gotta get him back. He was good.
He was good. People liked him. Appreciate him stopping by the show yesterday. Leroy Horde, if you guys are tuning in on the radio, the Odyssey app, his beard is blue. Big spoon, just messing with him. That's marriage.
Just messing with him.
Just messing with him.
She's not my wife. She's my life assistant.
Oh.
Because wives have a tendency to think they know what's best for you. And before you say no,
Mm-hmm.
they already full steam ahead.
Wow. Well, there's some news on the front of Jonnu Smith. And this is from Adam Schefter. He tweeted right before the show today. Sources. Former Bills Jaguars wide receiver Gabe Davis is scheduled to travel to Pittsburgh on Wednesday to visit the Steelers. Pittsburgh is seeking additional receiving help and has inquired about, but is not expected to trade for, Miami Dolphins tight end Jonnu Smith. So there you go. Adam Schefter saying a trade not likely between the Dolphins and Steelers for Jonnu Smith. So where do you think that puts things at right now, Leroy? Because that was where all the buzz started this week, where he's like, oh, they reached out. He's got the relationship with Arthur Smith, who we had in Tennessee and Atlanta.
Be clear. Arthur Smith had him as a backup. So how much could Arthur Smith possibly love it?
Had him as a backup?
He was a backup until he got here.
No, I don't think that's true.
Yeah, it is.
In Atlanta? I don't think.
Yeah.
Well, he had Kyle Pitts too.
How they feeling
And
about
they had
Kyle
him in
Pitts?
Tennessee, and he had him in Tennessee.
How are they feeling about
I think Kyle Pitts is available.
Yeah, you know why?
He was supposed to be a uber duper star.
Yeah. And why is he available?
Well, I imagine probably by now his contract's up, if I had to guess.
No, that's not why.
Why?
Because he's no good.
That's not no good. I mean, that's a bit strong.
He's
Pull up his
good.
numbers.
His
He
numbers
was a top
aren't
5
good.
pick, and then you tell
Top
me
3, wasn't he?
Yeah.
top 3, and then you tell me if those numbers fit.
All right.
The numbers aren't good, but he's good, right? You can't be.
Look,
you can't be that.
You can
mean.
look at the size and the speed and the freak of nature or whatever, but at some point, the production has to matter.
Didn't you tell me in regards to Ted Ginn, you shouldn't worry about where they're drafted? Like, what if he has a nice 10-year career? You know, then you can't say he wasn't
Yeah, but
good.
okay, that's fine and great.
He didn't ask
Okay,
to be drafted.
But
so
the
high.
whole start of this was, why is Atlanta moving on from Kyle Pitts?
That money time, I think Tobin's right. They don't wanna
Well,
pay
no,
him.
because they've already invested a lot of money into him, and they don't want to give him another cent because it's not worth it.
Hasn't been good.
Kyle Pitts last year, 17 games, 47 catches, 602 yards, 4 TDs.
For a top 5 pick. Okay, no. Now, I'm not going to say, listen, Kyle Pitts did all the testing, and everybody in the football world said he was a freak of nature, and nobody had a problem with the draft pick.
Mhm.
It didn't work out for them. That's just, it is what it is. You took a quality prospect. You took a guy who, was during that draft, everybody was like, oh my goodness, this guy's going to be a stud,
Mm-hmm.
right? It didn't work out that way.
Wouldn't buy low.
Huh?
Little Swapskis.
No.
All right.
Wait, you're telling me, all right, let's get, based on what you've seen, Kyle Pitts could do what Jonnu Smith did? Because I can tell you a big problem that Kyle Pitts has. He's big, he's strong, he's fast.
Mm-hmm.
He's not nimble.
Okay.
So that means you're talking about a straight line guy, or a guy who can't make people miss, a guy who sometimes has problems getting open even.
Yeah, but like if you're a guy like nobody would have thought of Jonnu. At like one of the reasons Jonnu was making the money that he did is he never put up this production like he did last year. Like I think that's part of the thing with Mike McDaniel offense is you're supposed to look at certain guys. They did this with Raheem Mostert too. Raheem Mostert putting up career numbers with the Dolphins.
But I would say this. One of the things that I would say about Jonnu that you can't say about Kyle Pitts is this. He can do a little bit of everything. You've seen him pull and block. You've seen him run reverses. You've seen him do a lot of different things. I don't know if Kyle Pitts is that athletic to do those things. So there is some separation there.
There's also a big age difference, though. Like Jonnu Smith's pushing 30, and Kyle Pitts is, 24? Very young.
Yeah, he's very young.
You probably would have looked at Jonnu at 24. He wasn't putting like even half the numbers that.
Yeah, because
Kyle Pitts
because based on where he was drafted, there was no real importance for him to come in and play right away. So they didn't.
Schmieden says, we all know this ends with Pitts being traded to the Chiefs. And that would terrify everybody.
Would it?
Yeah.
I mean,
Totally would.
Totally would.
So
it's Gronk and Hernandez again.
Why are we just assuming that if he goes somewhere else, he's going to be awesome?
No, just Kansas City. If he went to Kansas City, he would be awesome.
Because he's a second tight end. That means the second line.
He's not better than Kelce.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't have to be.
I mean, resume-wise, he's not better than Kelce.
No, but I mean,
a little long in the
I'm
tooth.
talking about the skill of playing the position.
All right.
That's what.
More athletic, though.
Like
Kelce.
We have a tendency to look at where a guy was drafted and the tools that he has and not actually pay attention to how he plays. And so I don't know, even with all those tools, if I put a different uniform on him, or the things that he couldn't do in Atlanta,
Jonnu Smith has not, up
else.
Until last year, Jonnu Smith did not have a better year than Kyle Pitts' worst year.
Also,
right.
who's been throwing to Kyle Pitts?
Kirk Cousins.
For a little bit.
Who do they have in 23?
Penix. No, they had Penix last year.
Ritter? Desmond Ritter?
Oh, man, I think it was Desmond Ritter.
Like, he hasn't necessarily had the best quarterback situation. Tua would be a step up from wherever.
I don't know why we're even bringing it. Like, so
it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen. But I mean, it would be cool.
I mean, yeah. That's what you do.
He wants more money.
That's what you do
for sure.
in every sport.
Yeah,
but I don't think like you could just bury a talent like that.
I'm not saying bury it.
Moose.
I'm not saying bury it, but I'm saying wherever he ends up going, isn't that going to be a situation where he's got to prove himself to be?
He's had Desmond Ritter, Marcus Mariota, and he had his rookie year, Matt Ryan, which he had over 1,000 yards that year.
Not a lot of touchdowns, though. I do remember it was kind of like, where are the touchdowns, Kyle Pitts?
Still, what did he have? He had 1,100 yards that year
for sure.
For a rookie,
pretty good.
I don't know. I think you're burying the guy.
I'm not burying him.
Aren't you the one who stresses patience with young players?
No.
Something about an adult body of sorts.
Can't you just admit that you shouldn't judge somebody who had Desmond Ritter as a quarterback?
Yes,
Desmond Ritter.
Listen, all I'm saying is this: is that would you rather have Jonnu Smith for $10 million?
You're not going to get him for $10 million, though. He wants a lot of money.
No, just hear me out for 1 second.
Sorry. It's just the
if
the
I'm giving you
you're just trying to give me the blueprint. I understand.
Just blew right past that.
So this is where we're gonna be all day.
It's hard not to be. It's hard not to
be. You done?
Maybe.
So the problem is that if I'm just trying to give you a comparison, like based on what you saw from Jonnu Smith last year, right? If you could get Jonnu Smith for $10 million or Kyle Pitts for $10 million, who would you take?
It's just for 1 year?
No, you're gonna have say for the next 3 years.
I'm taking Pitts.
I'm taking Pitts.
Really?
Yeah.
He's younger. He still has a better upside.
Younger? Listen.
24.
What does younger mean?
Wingspan.
Better upside.
You guys haven't seen him play, though. I mean, there's a lot of situations that he should excel at with his talent.
Yeah, but who's he had?
It has.
Some may say.
Wait. It has nothing to do. That has nothing to do with what I'm talking about.
It doesn't?
I'm talking about his own production. When you watch him play, sometimes he has problems separating from guys he's much more athletic than.
6'7".
All right.
Pause up.
All right. Go
Pause
ahead.
up.
This is clearly.
I've heard people say Jonnu Smith was a looter in a riot.
Wow. People said that?
I've
Nobody
heard
said that.
So they're saying that. I've heard people say
somebody
that.
said, not sure I'd take Jonnu Smith over Mike Gesicki. Really?
Gesicki had a good year.
He had a good year. He didn't have a Jonnu stats year.
He did not.
That's
and
why. It's probably why Jonnu Smith wants his money because Mike Gesicki got a deal that pays him like twice what Mike Gesicki's got.
Yeah, and I mean Gesicki was in the system very clearly.
But I guess let's get back to the task at hand.
Yeah,
because I don't even know how we got into the Kyle Pitts thing.
You guys said everybody says I'm taking Pitts over Jonnu. You do realize Pitts is a big, strong, fast, athletic kid that can't get separation. That's a problem.
Man, a lot of that sentence was supposed to deter me, and it just excited me.
Yeah.
Big, strong, fast. I'm like,
red zone target.
I literally
jump ball.
Can I just say this?
Just throw it up.
I literally cannot talk football with you two carnival.
Why?
Because
you get set on one thing, and you're just like you've always said, be patient on one thing. He's had Desmond Ridder and Marcus Mariota as his quarterbacks.
Okay,
not good.
And Kirk Cousins on one leg and a rookie.
Okay.
One good year he had a
you think Brock Bowers is as athletic as Kyle Pitts?
That guy's
cool. No.
Okay.
Do I think he's I'm sorry, did you say as athletic? Yeah, probably.
But as far as the tools and the testing, Kyle Pitts was way better.
Why is that?
Huh?
Why is that?
What do you mean? Why is that?
No,
I'm saying Brock Bowers is a better tight end.
Brock Bowers is an amazing tight end.
Right.
Yeah. So why?
But that's the same thing they thought Kyle Pitts was going to be.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, what do you mean by
he
that?
can't separate.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
does he also have better athletic tools than Warren?
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Is he a freak of nature?
Yeah, you ask me.
Is that what he is? Real interesting there, Leroy.
Looks like we just figured out Blue's Clues.
Jeez. Think you know someone. And they show up with a blue beard.
Who would have thought the show would get a BBL? Blue Beard Leroy.
That's a point.
Point for Twitcher.
Take a break. Back after this.
Previously on
Tobin and Leroy.
Desmond Ridder.
We are one day away.
Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy back with you here. The Miami Heat, they got the 20th pick in the draft this year, and fans can attend a draft party in person at the Kaseya Center on June 25th. The event will feature immersive activities, including shots on the court, exclusive photo opportunities, appearances by Heat legends, live entertainment from Heat talent, and more. To RSVP, visit heat.com/draft party. Be doing a show there live with Solana that night. I think he's still down for it. Let me know. It's Solana. Let me know. Is that your phone, dude?
Solana's calling to let you know if he's
Letting you know if he's
down for it.
Sorry. So check that on out. But if you guys want to go to the draft party, we will also have coming up today Frog Boys Draft Big Board.
Yeah, well, it's actually the 5-star Frog Boy.
Sorry, hold on.
Board. Yeah,
5-star
Frog Boy Big Board. Yeah. You know, like the 5-star Frog Splash. See
I like
what I
that.
did
No,
there?
listen, it makes sense. Great wrestling move.
Yeah, one of the best. Who do you think is better, Eddie Guerrero or Rob Van Dam?
That's a great question.
Look at that.
I'm going to go with RVD.
Yeah, right? You know,
I'm going to go with RVD. Perfecting. Because I feel with Eddie Guerrero, I feel like more of the persona of Latino Heat.
That's right.
RVD, what I think of when I think of RVD is the frog splash and him going RVD.
A lot of concussions, that guy.
He did have a lot of. Well, it's
a rough sport.
Yeah, I loved. I would say I would go RVD, but slight. It's slight.
Yes, it's slight. That's a good.
Did anybody else go with the frog splash? Anybody try and make the frog splash a thing besides them?
So as of right now, Dominic Mysterio, who, if you follow the
that's Rey Mysterio's son.
Yes, Rey Mysterio's son.
Does he wear a mask?
He doesn't. You know why? Because he hates his father. That's a part of his character.
He does.
He trashes his father, says his father was a deadbeat and never there for him.
A wrestling father.
He claims Eddie Guerrero as his father because of the storyline that happened.
In fairness, how many fathers were how many wrestlers were father of the year? You know, you're on the road 200 and plus days a year.
A lot for sure.
Like it's like, and if they're getting in the wrestling businesses, that's very clearly because you never loved me, Dad. I wanted to be around.
That's exactly.
You know.
Yes, but other than that,
except of course the great Dusty Rhodes. I'm sure he was a great father.
Good family.
And now his son is his son still the champion?
John Cena.
John Cena's the champion?
Took the belt. Evil Cena right now, guys. Evil Cena's going on.
People like that?
It's pretty amazing.
It's weird
how first you're the great guy, then you're the heel, then you're loved again.
So the problem with him is he's never gone heel. This is his first time ever going heel, but people love him so much. Even when he's like, I hate you people, they're like, yeah, we don't deserve it.
Yeah, it's a face heel. You know, it's kind of like Stone Cold.
Correct.
Can't do it.
No matter how hard you wanted to hate Stone Cold, you just couldn't.
All right.
Good times.
JFig says, I love Evil Cena.
Yeah, see, it's hard. It's hard.
She just likes evil.
Yeah, it's true. It's a good call.
Except evil weather. Like she's staying home.
This isn't even evil weather.
Yeah, although it is pretty dark right now. It is
dark.
It's pretty ominous. But I'll take it.
She just seems to like John Cena no matter what.
Yep.
Any version of Cena.
Handsome.
So anyway, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, Jonnu Smith. So let's get to the report itself.
All right.
So he says that the Dolphins and Steelers not likely to trade. What do you think that is? Do you feel like the Dolphins were asking too much for him? Do you feel like the Dolphins are hardlining here and be like, you know what? We're not trading you. Like, what do you think? Because Mike McDaniel is going to speak today at like 11:30, so we'll get some insight on this.
The coach always has plausible deniability.
Bullcrap.
In that he doesn't handle the money, and he can always go out and say that's the situation between management and John.
Although they've been very open with the Jalen Ramsey thing and with the Tyreek. They're like, we're not trading Tyreek. But we are going to move on from Jalen Ramsey.
But so Mike hasn't been. He just won't talk about it.
He won't talk. No. He was very frosty with the Jalen Ramsey thing. That's true. But we did get honesty from the organization about where things were. They were like, that's going. He's going another direction. Tyreek, they said they're going to make that work.
So my question is, why with this do you expect to get more out of Mike? All Mike is going to say is, man, he's an asset to our team. He helps the team win. I like some of the things that he does, but that's between management and him, which is a fact.
Do you think there's a point where the Dolphins will just be like, hey, you do have this year on your contract. We're not trading you. Too bad. How sad.
No.
Now, probably
That's-
events. It's
wait.
going to end up with him holding out.
Let me explain something to you. And I'm not the Miami Dolphins have proven that they don't do this. Okay? They have done in the past, like with Christian Wilkins, but the reasons why were fully explained to him, and he went and played.
Mhm.
Okay? He was the anti-Jimmy Butler. So I think the relationship between organization and these players is that they could work something out. They'll work something out. Jonnu Smith is important to this team. You need somebody to control the middle of the field and relieve some of that pressure off of Tyreek and Watt.
It was, but wasn't the word that the Dolphins were the ones that engaged with trade talks? Like, so obviously,
I don't know.
No, I mean, like that was the initial.
Right.
Like, they had trade discussions about. I mean, I guess I don't know who reached out to whom.
If they knew exactly who to call, then it must have been some mutual conversations.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, they didn't say, "Oh, Jonnu Smith is."
Well, Jonnu Smith's side of it is he wants to stay in Miami, but he wants a raise.
And
the Dolphins are not in the mood of giving raises right now.
Here's the problem. I don't care what sport you're in. You can't be an all-star and be the 32nd highest paid at your position.
Sure.
Okay? Nobody in sports would think that that's fair. Conversely, you have to understand from a player's perspective, if you have a crap year, they're going to come get some of that money back.
For sure.
So it works both ways.
No, this is his chance to get paid.
Right. And so from the team perspective, to go in there and say, well, we're just not giving money away because we've given too much. Why would I care about that if I'm Jonnu Smith? Why would anybody care about that? The issue, this is how football works, right? The team can come back and get some of that money back, right? But then on the other side, when you far and exceed your contract and what you got paid, you can go get more money. It is not Jonnu Smith's fault that they went out and signed extensions to guys.
It's not, but timing is kind of everything too. Like if the Dolphins are going to sit here and be like that, like I think that's where the Dolphins are at. Because I think if let's say the Dolphins go to ownership, right? Like then they say, hey, Jonnu Smith wants a raise. And ownership's looking at it and being like, hey, we just paid the two top receivers and they both had their worst seasons.
What does that have to do with?
Because we've invested the money in your top targets.
Okay, so, and let's think about this. Here's what I think is going to happen, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
I think once Jalen Ramsey gets traded, that's going to free up some money, and they're going to do some contracts.
Maybe. I mean, it's possible.
Right.
It's possible.
I just think that's where that is.
But I also think there could be a chance that the Dolphins are like, that it does feel like this team of the year has been
done that though.
Haven't done what?
They haven't done that. This right here, they haven't gone to a player and said, tough.
Javon Holland and Christian Wilkins.
Yeah, but
they literally just did that.
Well, they had reasons, and the reasons were Christian Wilkins, for whatever reason, I was against it. He doesn't get enough sacks to get paid that much money.
Yeah, but you can't say that they haven't done it. They've done it. They literally just did it.
No, but there was reasons why. There is literally no reason why other than talking about somebody else's money. It has nothing to do with the player. Javon Holland, yeah, I can see.
Yeah, but everything in a salary cap sport is dependent upon what you're going to invest in and what you're going to go with. So if the Dolphins are just at a hard, like if Dolphins ownership, Stephen Ross is at a point being like, hey, you guys are kind of on your last leg here, right? You're not going to come to me and say, hey, my tight end wants to be paid like a top 5 tight end, and I just paid 2 receivers like top 5 receivers, and being like, well, we just had a losing season. These guys just had their lowest year. Like, I get it. It's not Jonnu Smith's fault. This is not an indictment on Jonnu Smith. But I definitely could see Stephen Ross being like, no, kick rocks, dude. Like, deal with it.
There's a difference in these things, and that is if you free up $15 or $20 million in salary cap, you have to spend that money. You can't just be under the cap. So they may have money to spend on Jonnu Smith once.
I think cap rolls over. I don't think you have to spend it.
What now?
I don't think you have to spend it. I think it can roll over.
No, you don't get rollover. You got to be within a certain. And guess what?
Well, dude, they're
If
definitely
you're-
not. They're not going to be like bottom of the barrel with Jalen Ramsey.
If you're under the cap,
you're overselling how much money's coming off with Jalen Ramsey being gone.
I say 10.
Yeah, but I'm
10,
like they're not
15
going to be like down here to a point where like, oh my god, the Dolphins are like the Marlins and not spending.
No. I'm not saying. In football, you have to spend the cap number. Okay, where the owner comes in. Okay, and this is where the owner comes in is with the guaranteed money, the money you got to put up front.
Yeah.
But if the salary cap is $210 million, if you don't spend $210 million, the money you don't spend, you got to split up amongst the team, the players.
It says Marco just sent me from it. It says salary cap space can roll over from one season to the next.
Don't trust me. Don't trust Google.
It's from no, but I think it's definitely a thing. And the Dolphins are in a spot right now where they're trying to reset their cap.
Okay.
So nervous. Can't trust anything anymore.
Okay.
And also, don't forget, they're probably like if there's a guy on this team they're probably going to pay, it's probably going to end up being Zach Sealer.
Yeah. No, I agree. But it's here's what sucks about this. I think the Dolphins have put themselves in a spot where you've paid guys that didn't necessarily need to be paid at that time.
Yeah, but they're pains in the asses.
And you now are faced with the guys that you need to pay, you can't.
I understand.
And that's, believe it or not, that's how a team goes in the tank. A team goes in the tank not only by not being able to pay the guys who are actually contributing to your team, but paying guys for whatever reason that aren't affecting the game that much.
No, 100%. Look, if just want everybody to be clear here, like if there's a way where the Dolphins can pay Jonnu Smith and he's here, I'd be happy with it. The guy's obviously a pro's pro and deserves it. Is great at what he did last year for the Dolphins,
Correct.
but I'm also taking this in the big picture of where this team is at right now and where I think they're at right now based on the way they've behaved this offseason is you have an owner who's pretty like, hey, you guys are on your last legs here. And I paid you guys last year to work this out. And it flamingly was a disaster last year. And none of the contracts worked out. You guys need to make all this stuff work out the way that it is. It's not my fault that Jalen Ramsey's a pain in the ass and he doesn't get along with you. It's not my fault that Tyreek Hill is acting like Tyreek Hill. It's not my fault that Tua wasn't durable. All these things were known when I paid these contracts. You told me to pay these contracts, and now you're going to tell me, oh, well, the Jonnu Smith. Oh, so I'm supposed to pay the 30-year-old tight end who just had a career year. Now you're going to tell me this one's going to work out. Like, I understand from ownership's perspective why I would be skeptical in anything they came to me with right now, because all the deals last year blew up in their face. Right. They all did, and that's a fair thing. Because I'll say this to Stephen Ross, that dude always comes with the money. So if there's a point right now where the Dolphins owner is finally like giving a little bit of limitation to these guys because he doesn't want to sink this cap for the next 5 years, I get it.
Right.
I get it. He's given the resources.
No, he is. Yeah, it's just.
It sucks that it comes at the expense of a guy like Jonnu or Zach Sealer, because those guys, like those are the guys you root for. They're not pains in the asses. They're not divas. It should always be right, like guys like that who don't have to be complete bleep holes.
In fact, the New England Patriots built a whole team with those guys.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I get it, but I just think at some point, to make the point of not paying somebody or not paying money or saving until next year, you make your team so much more worse by doing that when you finally have that cap space, like there's nothing you can do. So, like, yeah, I get it. This year, like you say, oh, they didn't spend a lot of money. There wasn't a lot of money to be spent out there, right? On the guys that.
No, but they could have restructured to his contract. That would have freed up money.
Well, one of the reasons why they're not doing
because
it,
they don't want to invest in him long because he's injury prone.
Right. So and like, yeah, so they could, if it doesn't work this year, but But that's one player. I understand why they're doing that with Tua, right? For the life of me, I can't figure out, and we went through this with Jimmy. You think if you gave Jimmy the money, he would be better? Like, but for some reason, they said, if we give Tyreek money and we give Jalen Ramsey money, they'll be happy. And they're like, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't. So I don't know. I just think that in their efforts to say we're going to be better off next year, you might be making your team or putting your team in a position where now it's going to take 2 or 3 years to be better.
We'll take a break. Our Blua. Shout out to Dade South is next.
for our Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua. It's our Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Tonga Valoa. Not
Tua Tagovailoa.
A for effort. Dolphins quarterback.
Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua.
Tua.
Tua, Tua, Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Can go to hell. Tua Tagovailoa. Dolphins quarterback.
Daddy loves you guys.
Our Tua with Tobin and Leroy.
Check the history of food.
Hour 2 of the program, ladies and gentlemen. Tobin and Leroy here with you. Let us get to headlines. Brought to you by Doral Hyundai. Doral Hyundai, choose from over 1,300 new Hyundai miles in inventory at the Tucson, Sonata, and Palisade. And remember, when it comes to Hyundai, the great deals are at Doral Hyundai. Got damages done, my friend. Coming up later on this hour, we have 5-star Frog Boys big board coming up in the 1 o'clock hour today. And lots more shenanigans along the way. We got to get some Heat stuff as well as a lot of stuff in the NBA ether. Panthers en route to Alberta to take on these Edmonton Oilers. I was getting a little fired up on the way here today. I listened to some Canadian hockey podcasts.
Are you serious?
I did.
Oh my!
I had to find some hate lists. They're very nice in comparison to other places, except Toronto fans are a little bit nutty. But one guy was like, "I think that the Oilers are going to spank the Panthers." I was like, "You don't think that? You know? Am I wrong? Because I am of the ilk. This is what I really think. I think the Panthers are going to dog walk the Oil, dude. I really do.
Really?
I think they're going to dog walk them.
Huh.
Like, this is the thing. They were kicking their ass that series. Got a little squeaky cheeks. We all got to that point of a game 7.
Yeah.
And I know everybody wants to do the redemption arc thing. While there have been additions on both sides, I just feel like the Panthers additions are vast. And it's not just like people always look at the Panthers as depth like there's a bunch of journeymen all over the place. Dude, this team runs real deep. And also, they got the better goalie. You guys are always sleeping on Barkov. Every single time I do these things, people are sleeping on Barkey. I think they're gonna whoop the Oilers' ass, dude. I'm talking top hats and monocles. I think it's going to be top hats and monocles in this series,
that's
dude.
what you wanted to be.
No, I don't think it's not it's what I feel in my bones, Leroy.
You always feel that in your bones.
That's what I feel in my bones.
Wait. He's still saying Heat 5 and they ain't played a playoff.
No, I'm not. It's one of these things where, like, I feel like the respectful thing is everybody wants to. It's going to be a long series. I got to fear McDavid. He's real. I get McDavid's good. I get they got Dries. I get it, dude. We get it. All right, we have to all say the proper things, but
I mean,
if you really ask me in my heart of hearts, I just don't think anybody can hang with the Cats.
So here's how I look at all these Panthers series. The one thing they do to every team they play, the longer they go, and this determines how good the other team is, they wear you down over a game, a series, a bunch of games. Like, they just wear you, they beat you up. But last year it went to game 7. So I'm not just dismissing and say, oh, this year, gentlemen's sweep. You have to know that these teams aren't that far apart. The styles are different. Now, I like the style that the Panthers play simply because we've seen what they can do with teams that are fast. Ask Carolina. Right? So, yeah, I'm definitely feeling good about
Toronto, highly skilled as well.
Right. But at the same time, sometimes these series take a couple of games for them to start dominating.
Dade South.
Stop! Don't.
It's too good. Leroy is et tu, bluest, If you guys are just tuning in today,
We don't need a recap.
that's radio.
Yeah.
Like if Len was listening right now, I'd be like, you gotta reset. Tell the audience.
No, he wouldn't.
That's what he says.
And if you are just tuning in, Leroy's got a blue beard,
Yarr.
like a pirate.
Yeah, the whole first hour, it kind of just seems like he wanted cookie.
So, Tiersk 86.
Hmm?
Good Lord, Leroy. Oh,
Smeathan, tell us how you feel, Bluey Armstrong.
Satchmo.
Oh my god. Anyway, so I don't know, man. I'm just like I was really like, you really think that the Oilers are gonna spank the Cats? I just don't think that. And to be fair, you're gonna have to get me down 0-3 to not be confident. Like that's where I'm gonna be. You're gonna have to put the Cats in the corner like they did to you last year.
Right.
Like that's where you're gonna have to put me. And if you think that in a position like if the Panthers in a situation jump out in this series, you telling me that's not gonna feel enormous pressure on Edmonton right off the bat if the Panthers steal home ice?
It would suck some of the life.
100%.
But here's the other thing that they could always say, right? We came back from 3-0 before. We came back down.
It's a cute thing to say.
It's a cute thing to say.
It's a cute thing to say.
But that's all you're going to have.
Yeah, that's all. But you know what that is? That's desperation. That's all that is.
Okay.
That's all that is. That's all that is.
Right.
So, I don't know. I just feel like I'm having to give a lot of respect to a team that, like,
hey,
how about we give respect to the champs? How about we do that?
Yes, I am.
I feel like more respect is given to the team that lost and a comeback story. No, I do. I feel like more people
in Canada.
More people. No, just in general. I think more people are giving respect to the story arc and thinking redemption more than dynasty.
Well, because
and that's the truth of it.
Because here's why. Because they have Connor McDavid.
Yeah, and you want
and if it was any other player other than him on the team, they wouldn't be talking about.
You want to know something? He's excellent. Okay, I'm not trying to disparage Connor McDavid, even though he got a trophy he didn't deserve last year. I'm not trying to disparage him. He's a tremendous player. How about we respect Alexander Barkov a little bit more? How about that?
Well, I mean,
no. How about
when
that?
you ask hockey people, they say he's the second best
no,
player.
I don't, because you want to know something? I'm tuning into the hockey coverage, and where's the love for Barkov? Because even these days, the story is Marchand or Bobrovsky or Kachuk, and I'm talking 3 Selkies, dude, 3 Selkies for Barkey out here. He just manhandled your ass. No. I just want to say we're talking Marco, 3 Selkies.
Before yesterday, this dude didn't even know what a Selkie.
I knew what a Selkie is. You didn't know what a Selkie is. Wow. You didn't know what a Selkie is. No, you didn't know what a Selkie is. Wow. And you want to know something about Barkey?
Yeah.
You want to know something about him?
Yeah.
He's Selkie smooth, dude. He's Selkie smooth, and he basically won that last game by himself, manhandling the Hurricanes, and I don't feel like he's getting the love he deserves.
You know what?
And you know what?
Like, I know, I get you do that as a fan.
No, I'm doing that as the truth.
Just give me another ring.
All right. You know what? You know what, Leroy? Then don't watch the rings. Just watch the box score. If you're not here for the journey, okay, then just put on your blindfold, and I'll wake you up when we arrive at our destination.
Really? Really?
Yeah. When people went on voyages, you know what the part of it was? Enjoying the journey. You're just like, meh, wake me up when we get there.
No.
Yeah, you are.
I'm not.
You better battle Canada with me.
Of course I am.
You're gonna battle Canada, dude?
Listen, I just think like it's gonna be I think it's gonna go 6. I just do. I think you're gonna go 6 because the Panthers, like, they wear you down. And you know, the energy as these games and these series go, you could just see they suck the life out of the other team.
Some say they leave you black and blue.
Point for Tobin.
Put on the blue blockers. Blue Erase Iris. Double Dragon Leroy.
Point for Twitcher.
Robin Hill says it's never why the Panthers are winning. It's always why what the other team did wrong. You're 100% right, dude. It's 100% right.
Right. Correct.
100% right.
Well, because here's the other thing. And we just saw this with Indiana, right? When that Knicks series started, there was no way Indiana was good enough to beat the Knicks, right?
Except when I told you they were going to win that series.
And
easily.
then as these games went on, they would talk more about what the Knicks weren't doing instead of what Indiana was doing.
I love how the Knicks are like the fakest good fans in the league because they're ready to just sell off everybody. It's so great. They're like they can't wait.
They're unhinged people.
Blue one filthy.
Oh, that's good. Give that the Dade South's putting up wilt numbers today.
2-1 filthy.
Point for Twitcher.
Croquette the King says, I can't take my boy Leroy seriously today. I just can't. Timo version of Stitch.
Oh,
Leroy and Stitch. Yar.
Yeah.
Oh, and here's Nunya. I think Leroy's done with all this. He's blue in the face with all the jokes.
Predictable yet delightful.
Point for Twitcher.
Glad I could be entertaining for you clowns.
Don't blame us, dude. Blame Big Spoon.
Blew his house. Blew little window.
Little boy Blue. Take a break. Back after this.
We are one
I'll have a blue Christmas without you.
Dude, today will never get old. This is gonna go down as one of my favorite shows in show history.
Yeah, this is good. I got a couple more in the chamber too.
Don't get so mad at me. He just put on his headset. You know when Leroy's really bothered? It's when he does that thing where he kind of, it's not bite his lips, but he extends the lips down to the bottom lip, and I just know that's when we've really got him pissed. I feel like is this me? I'm not doing bit here, I swear to God. But does it look like it's gotten even more vibrant as the show's gone on?
It is
almost like a peacock.
It's getting bluer by the second.
It does right? It's gotten more vibrant as the show. Is it the lighting in here?
Maybe it's the lighting. I feel like, light and dye sometimes.
We're friends like you guys.
So, here's some fodder in the NBA world.
Ooh, fodder.
According to, what's this guy's name? Kelly Iko, covers the Rockets for The Athletic.
Oh, yes, Kelly, my boy.
He says, Rockets and Suns, this is not to say the Rockets and Suns are not in communication. On the contrary, Phoenix is aggressive in the pursuit of trading Kevin Durant and regaining full control of their draft capital, starting with the number 10 pick in next month's draft, according to team sources. Since the conclusion of the season, Houston fielded several calls from Phoenix, who have since gradually lowered their asking price for Durant, those sources said. There is a price where the Rockets would be interested, but would fear of breaking up their roster for a 36-year-old coming off of injury. Doubt remains over a deal materializing. There's also another report out there today on Durant that they are prioritizing a center in trade talks for KD, which brings me to my question, Leroy. No draft picks. Obviously got to match salary, so I guess that would be
Terry
Rozier or Wiggins, but I would like to keep Wiggins in a deal like this. Let's say salary and Kel'El Ware for Kevin Durant. You're doing it. Not even thinking about it?
No.
That's a hang up immediately for you.
Yes.
Immediately.
Because basically what you're doing is you're throwing all your chips in for next year or the year after for old ass Kevin Durant. You have a young talent.
I don't appreciate you saying old ass. That seems strong.
Old.
Seems strong.
I don't mean in a
You've been
negative-
wanting a bucket getter.
I don't mean in a negative way.
When you say
I'm
old
just
ass,
saying
that's
old.
how other way am I supposed to take
ass.
that?
Oh, what I'm saying,
Maybe I
old.
love your old ass.
I just say old.
Doesn't-
Old. Right?
Yes.
I'm not getting rid of Kel'El for KD.
He's only
It has nothing to do
36.
with talent.
Okay.
It has to do with you're in this spot now because you've planned for the next 2 years. And now you have a lot of young talent. Don't plan for the next 2 years. So
what are we supposed to do?
this guy's out there.
What? Like who?
So who are you willing to give up for him? This is a Jovic pick situation you want to do?
Oh,
Keeping
everybody, Leroy.
You can't keep everybody.
Can't keep
You got to
everybody.
give to get.
Jaime.
Boo.
All right, so basically you're giving him a car air freshener right now.
And I'll throw in Dunks.
Oh, okay, cool.
Jaime,
Yeah.
Duncan Robinson, how many picks?
I give you this year's pick. You can go out and get a
And
big.
20.
You can go get a big.
What if the Heat did that? What if the Heat went in the realm of we give up Kel'El, we'll get a new Kel'El in this year's draft?
No.
Come on.
Nope. At some point, build what you have. If you believe in them,
I agree with that.
then see it through.
What about a 7-foot Asian man?
What are we on Mars now? Seeing imaginary things?
No,
It's not true. There's a new
guy.
Yao Ming in this year's draft. And I think he's actually on Team KD.
Look at that.
Forget his name though. I don't want to get it wrong for fear of
Me either,
repercussions.
for sure. I already did my Bruce Lee impression. That was not
Leroy
good.
is really a Heat fan, delusional trade machine.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
not
really
being delusional.
no,
That was,
you're being a little bit like, oh, I'll give you Jaime and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Jaime and
Like,
and Dunn.
You could give him the
Bob
20
and Miramar could give me a more reasonable deal than that for Kevin Durant.
Okay, but here's the problem. You bringing Kevin Durant in
Mhm.
is giving an indication that you are closer than you may be.
East wide's open, dude.
But okay, if I take KD
Mhm.
and give up Kel'El,
Mhm.
how much further along are you than you were last year?
I mean, I think it fixes one of your biggest problems, which is being able to close out games, clutch scorer,
Right?
go-to guy,
Okay.
opens things up for Tyler Hero.
Okay.
Leadership, championship, DNA. What? People say that. No, people have said that.
I don't bring him. I don't bring his. No, we're not a tag team. There.
Someone has said that. Someone has said that before.
I just
Because think about it like this, right? If you had that team, right, it would be.
if you had that team
Let's say
last year,
Davion coming back
Davion, yes,
with Tyler.
you got to have somebody that can play
Wiggins at the 3.
any type of defense up top.
Wiggins,
Yep.
KD, Bam. So Bam back to center. Essentially having KD as your stretch 4. Pretty good. Pretty good.
So can I just say this? I believe if you move Bam to the 5, you're wasting his talents.
Not wasting his talents. I mean, they've had Bam at the 5 and they've made it to 2 finals before.
I mean, but that's when like, what would be the point? What would be the incentive for Bam to expand his game if you're just going to keep throwing him at the 5?
We're not expanding his game. We are now putting KD's expansion into the mix, and he's going back.
And then in 2 years, then you're going to say, okay, Bam, go back and play the 4.
I mean, we're not doing anything. I don't know what we're doing. Right now, we're trying to figure out how to win. Right now, we had 37 wins this year. You don't think that's worthy of trying to look at everything?
Yes, but the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, correct? So if you bring KD in, trade some of your younger players, aren't in effect you're doing the same things you've been doing the last 3 or 4 years by bringing in veterans and so you got to kind of get away from that.
He's going to be the only old guy, though.
Yeah, but you're sacrificing your future.
And what if we keep Jovic in that? And then we still got Jovic developing in the chamber, dude.
So would you give up? Well, see, they want a center, so they would want Kel'El more than Jovic.
I'd imagine they would look. I imagine that he would be more willing to part with Jovic just because of the idea that you are going to have to probably pay Jovic probably by the end of this year. I don't know what he's going to end up getting or commanding,
Right.
but Kel'El's on a rookie deal, so obviously you always want to run to the value as much of that as possible. Even though I think, as we just saw, Jovic is more playoff ready than Kel'El is. Kel'El's got a lot to prove as far as being a playoff player is concerned, especially in Spo's eyes, because he got absolutely dish ragged in these playoffs.
So
He was arguably the worst player in the series.
Who?
Kel'El.
Yeah. I mean, but he's young.
He's young, 100%. I'm giving him a pass. I'm just saying what the facts are.
I just they wouldn't take Jovic, but I would give up Jovic before I gave up Kel'El.
Why wouldn't they take Jovic?
They want a center.
That's what they're prioritizing. But I'm saying, like, maybe
But
that's
in effect, if you're by switching Jovic and KD, you're basically switching very similar players in that Jovic is not as good of a scorer as KD.
of course not.
But they kind of play the same area of the court. And they want somebody in the paint. So
I get why you don't want to give up on Kel'El. I love Kel'El. I love his dunks. I love his blocks. I love his attitude.
I just think that
I think
as athletic as he is, with what we've seen,
imagine all the Bam
get better.
All the Bam promise that Bam had his rookie year, except 4 inches taller.
Right. And came into the league shooting.
Kind of.
Not great, but he can shoot.
Kind of.
Okay.
But I did get excited when the Heat tweeted out a video that's saying Kryptonian season 2 loading, and it was him just shooting threes, and I was like, I like that.
Right.
It looked like the rotation got a little faster.
I'm just saying. Like,
Remember when
I am a big proponent of if you see something you like in a young player,
Mhm.
then let's develop it, because in the end, the talent that you brought in to play a situation on your team
Right.
is going to fit better than going and get somebody else, because you can groom him like you groom Bam, like you groom Tyler. You can groom Kel'El to do exactly what you want him to do
Mhm.
instead of bringing another player and accommodating what his game is.
I would love to get Kevin Durant without giving up Kel'El. It'd be like, I think obviously it probably goes Bam, Tyler are untouchable in the KD deal, with Kel'El very, very not likely wanting to touch that, but they're having talks about it. Like, I don't think it's a hang up with the Heat. But they call me the Jacques Cousteau of Heat film. And I remember when I did a deep dive on Bam's three, and I was like, there's a wider base.
Wider base. That's
I
right.
feel like when I watched Kel'El Ware's recent shooting video,
Mm.
I felt like there was a tighter rotation on the basketball.
Tight rotation, wide base.
A little bit.
Pretty good.
Coming from you, I can't believe a damn word you said.
What do you mean, dude? That's no, I'm telling you. I felt like I put on my snorkel mask, and I was like, Sacre bleu. It's at the rotation. That's me underwater, Jacques Cousteau. Deep diving.
Definition of insanity coming from a guy with the blue beard.
Well, don't forget what and don't forget what Pat Riley said. Remember what Pat Riley said?
What'd he say?
Change is the highest form of sanity.
Ooh, that's right.
That's what he said this past press conference.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Highest form of sanity.
I would give up, and I hate this, but I would give up Jovic before I give up Kel'El.
All right, well, I won't tell him next year, as long as you don't tell me to do his mom's accent.
That's great.
I mean, remember what we thought about Jaime a year ago?
Oof.
And now?
Oof.
He did spend most of the year with the bubble guts.
He didn't spend most of the year with the bubble guts. Can we stop acting like he spent the year on the bowl?
He was always
He kind of did.
He always had stomach problems all year.
His game was on the bowl, that's for sure.
No, did every game we said
Spoke came up with an extra one. He goes, yeah, he actually had like 4 stomach issues. I was like,
Right.
shoot, okay. Keep that trade value up.
See,
Hmm?
that's it. Wade, I'll take 10 years of Ware going 17 and 12 than KD going 27 points per game for 2 years.
The long game.
All right, so we're all in agreement. We're not giving away Kel'El Ware for
Correct.
Kevin Durant.
We are not.
Correct.
We have shot down your offer,
Correct. We have
Yes.
shot down your
but we'll
offer.
talk about Jovic,
We'll talk about Jovic.
even though I don't like it.
And then you got to take Jaime.
Yeah.
Oh, you have to take Jaime?
No.
No,
Wait, let me
Terry,
see.
Terry.
So you take Jovic,
I
that's
would
the
love
young
that.
talent.
I would love that
and
on the
then
phone.
you
Be
give
like,
him, and then you take,
Put
you
your
give him, what's his name? Point guard.
Rozier.
Terry Rozier.
I love the idea of Pat Riley being like, no, you have to take Jaime.
And
See,
you
like,
have to take Rozier.
No, please.
3 players.
Please take him.
You work something out with Terry Rozier, and he'll be a salad, do what you got to do.
We'll take a break. Damage is done, my friend. Is next. Here's my impression of your mother.
WQA.
what damage done.
Welcome back. It's time to get to our favorite Tuesday game. The damage is done, my friend.
Damage is done.
Is Josh McDaniels back with the Patriots?
What?
What?
Is Josh McDaniels back with the Patriots?
My damage is done goes to Josh.
Is their
McDaniels.
offensive coordinator again Josh McDaniels?
What are they doing? Well, I mean, he failed again.
You think he ever just wants to be like, again with the Patriots?
Huh. Yeah, offensive coordinator for the Patriots.
Really?
Yeah.
He's back there? Just saw him on television. I was like, he's still doing that?
Still doing it.
Not just Belichick now, huh? He's coming back for Vrabel? All right, good for him. My damage is done. This has been bothering me for the week.
Oh.
Wasn't feeling too good this weekend. And I was sitting on my bed and I threw up the old YouTube app. I was like, all right, let's see what my algorithm puts up here. And it threw on there Mind the Game, a podcast hosted by LeBron James and Steve Nash with guest Luka Dončić. I was like, oh, I'll partake.
Yeah.
I like podcasts. Let me tell you something right now. The damage is done on this podcast.
Done, my friend.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something about Steve Nash.
Okay.
Doesn't exactly have a future in broadcasting. I can understand now why LeBron James hired Podcast Boy before him as his head coach. Because JJ Redick, I will say, good at podcasts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Steve Nash, not good at
Not
podcasts.
good.
Boring.
Dude, he is so... I'm blaming Steve Nash because as a host, I feel like it's upon you to try and get the best out of your guests and your co-hosts.
All right.
This Steve Nash is so boring.
Okay.
You have probably the interview everybody wants
And Luka.
in Luka Dončić. And I don't have now they said it was part 1 of 2. Well, here's the thought, dum-dums.
Yeah.
Part 1 has got to entice me to want to go to part 2.
Yeah.
And you don't ask him about the trade in part 1. I'm going to say swing and a miss. And this thing was so boring.
Yeah.
Because Steve Nash, he just got no juice.
Okay.
And I'm just telling you right now, he's like, so guys, you ever play basketball growing up around the park?
Okay.
And LeBron's literally like,
What?
what's that, Steve? I'm like, yeah, you're putting LeBron, it's his podcast, and you're putting him to sleep, Steve Nash. And Luka's like, it was the only sport I was good at.
Okay.
And I'm like, this is the worst podcast I've ever seen in my life. The damage is done, my friend. I'm going to tell you something right now with that Luka Dončić, though.
Yeah.
He's sick of LeBron's ass.
Already?
Sick of him.
Why?
I come to your podcast, and you've bored me with Steve Nash. Like, I'm Luka Dončić, which, by the way, all those photos everybody took of Luka Dončić being skinny.
Yeah.
Trust me, as a fellow chipmunk cheeker,
Okay.
he's still eating right.
What have you done, Leroy?
I'm telling you right now, that podcast may be the end of Luka and LeBron.
Yeah.
It was that bad. It was awkward. They literally got nothing. They had an hour, which is supposed to be part 1.
Yeah.
An hour with Luka Dončić. I got nothing other than he hates LA traffic, which, great. We all love traffic. Way to be an investigator, Steve Nash. And LeBron and Luka, 2 of the basketball powerhouses of our generation, telling us about youth sports. You want to know something, dude? I don't need to hear from the freaks on that one.
Huh.
I think their experience is going to be a little bit different than Timmy down the block.
Yikes, dude.
Play every sport.
It's the first episode.
It's a flop. I'm telling you. And you want to know what infuriated me?
Damage is done.
Like, everybody's stealing everybody's podcast clips all over the place on the internet.
Yeah.
You can't find an interesting podcast clip from this.
I was like, oh, I haven't seen anything.
Yeah, why would you? Because it was terrible.
Damn.
And I blame Steve Nash.
I blame Joe Rogan.
He should make Steve Nash the coach of the Lakers and bring back JJ Redick to host the podcast.
That's how bad it was.
That's how bad it was.
Yikes.
And LeBron should just walk into the Lakers headquarters today and be like, the king is speaking.
Oh.
I have announced a positional change. JJ Redick's like, oh, what are you doing, LeBron? He goes, podcast boy, back to podcasting.
Say podcast.
Steve Nash, you are now head coach. The king has spoken.
Is he clapping everywhere?
He's the king.
I guess that's what the
King
king does.
doesn't do that.
What do you mean? The king doesn't do that.
That's his announcer.
Oh, well then, I don't know. Rich Baldwin does it. I don't know.
Someone's doing it.
But it was, dude, it was such a bad podcast. And there's a part 2.
That's unfortunate.
You better bring the juice part 2. But I'll catch the clips because you're not fooling me against Steve Nash.
So Leroy,
Hey, LeBron, what's it like
the
having
gender reveal for?
hey, LeBron, it's Steve Nash. What's like Luka like as a teammate? Good basketball, Steve. What is this? What you came up with? Sorry, man. Sorry. Luka, what's LeBron like? He's good.
He's good.
The king. Always want to play with him.
What's the kind of hard-hitting question you would have wanted Steve to ask?
Hey, Luka.
All right.
What's it like having your world rocked
Whoa.
and being traded for a bag of donuts, dude?
Yeah. Do you want to call anyone the B word?
Hey, LeBron, did you really not know that this trade was going down? Because you acted all surprised.
Yeah.
What's youth sports like? Dude, he was on ESPN when he was 15. What's youth sports like? I don't know, dude. He was the chosen one.
Both of them were.
Ask that question to Duncan Robinson. It's a ridiculous question to ask him.
Yikes.
Steve Nash.
You don't think there's any way they get an episode 2?
It's got 1.5 million views. I'm sure they literally could just be Steve Nash, LeBron James, and Luka staring at each other, which basically was part 1. Do it for another part 2, and that's part 2. You'll get another 1 million views.
Yikes.
Could just be. This should have been the podcast. Steve Nash, LeBron James, and Luka staring at their phones, drinking wine. That was the podcast. You would have gotten as much out of it. And
then
Luka
the
just
GM
going,
running and snatching the wine from Luka.
yeah, exactly. And then just Luka's going, Elon Musk again, huh? Just scrolling. What do you got, Leroy? What damage is done for? Oh. Anything else though?
No! What do you mean anything else? I've been the brunt of all jokes today, thanks to my wife.
I just want to thank
my life assistant.
I just want to thank Big Spoon for making today's show.
Oh.
She thinks I should keep it.
Really?
Yes.
All right.
Well,
You gotta.
I'm gonna be a Baldchinian when I get done tonight.
Okay.
Baldchinian,
Heard.
not Baldchinian.
Heard. Men in Black, right?
Yeah.
First one.
Froggy?
My damage is done goes to a few teams in the NBA that are now paying the price for passing up on old Tyrese Haliburton. But of course, there were many teams that made the same mistake. But recently, in a conversation with Taylor Rooks, Mr. Haliburton discussed which specific team he took most personally. I think you'd find his answer pretty.
Passed on you. Was there one that felt the most personal?
For sure. Detroit. I mean, there are a lot of teams I wanted to go to. I like Golden State a lot. That was like the dream. But I knew they probably wouldn't pick me at 2. My workout with them, I probably missed like 5 shots. I'm giving you my best possible interview here. I was like, they're still probably not going to pick me. The Bulls, I thought would have been cool. The Knicks, the Pistons. With the Pistons, I knew they needed a point guard. I already felt like I was the best point guard in the draft because on ESPN, it has like the top players available. 1, 2, and 3 were Anthony Edwards, James Wiseman, and LaMelo Ball. So after that, I'm the #1 best available. So every pick that's coming up is panning to the camera in my room. And every 5 seconds, I'm popping up. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing right now. I remember looking at my agent. He was like, and I was like, what is this? Like, they're not picking me? flashed up Killian Hayes, whatever. And I'm like, what? In the moment, I was just angry. Like, I was like, what do you mean they're not, like, they need a point guard and they're not picking me? So that one definitely felt the most personal, no question.
Yep.
Interesting.
I can understand that. Like, there's nothing worse than when your draft stock says you're the best available and 3 guys get picked before you. And what I would always like to know is, what did teams see that think I wasn't worth that? Right? So with me, they're like, yeah, we don't know if he's fast enough. We don't know if, like, forget football with me. Forget watching the games. They went with all the other stuff, right? Oh, how fast is he? He's just a fullback. He's this, he's that. I was like, whatever. All right.
Damage is done to everybody who passed up on him. His revenge tour continues.
Ironically, he went to a team that also didn't need him positionally.
Right, so he got traded too. But they drafted best available.
Yep.
So
Shmi then says, calm down, Bludini. Take a break.
Limp Roy Biscuit is my all-time favorite band.
Take a break. Back after this. Some superhero movie. Or
Guardians of the Galaxy.
What's the name of the song?
I don't know.
Mr. Blue Sky.
Hey, give yourself a point, you rascal.
Point for Marcos.
You got to be like, you didn't see that one coming at all.
Oh, baby.
That was literally like an RKO out of nowhere. Randy Orton was just waiting for you to turn around. Oh, no.
Timbo Slice. Yes, we know Yondu.
That's good.
Headlines are brought to you by Doral Hyundai. At Doral Hyundai, choose over 1,300 new Hyundai miles in inventory like the Tucson, Sonata, and Palisade. Remember, when it comes to Hyundai, the great deals are at Doral Hyundai. Mike McDaniel has spoken to the media today as the Dolphins continue OTAs. Got to be an indoor day, yeah? You would imagine?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Got to imagine it's an indoor day.
Yeah.
Off season? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, right?
Really?
Mike McDaniel on the Jonnu Smith situation. He says, quote, it's from Barry Jackson, Miami Herald. Been around for some of the offseason workouts. He hopes that he remains with the team. I'm not part of the negotiations. He says he is an important person and player. He's a professional. Asked about his level of confidence Smith will be on the team, he said that he hopes that he will be. Quote, I haven't considered anything other than I want Jonnu Smith on the team. I think he wants to be here. My experience with business is that you let it play out.
There you go. What did I tell you he was going to say?
Something like that. I don't know
Yeah.
what you said. You have a blue beard. I'm not keeping track of your words.
All right. It's unnecessary.
What? Too much?
Wait, so here's a new here. So how far back in the podcast do I have to go to know why Leroy's beard is blue?
Segment 1.
Yeah.
But we found out yesterday, I'm telling you, like, what you guys don't realize is we have a group text. And yesterday we got 2 things, which was JFig started watching Mormon Wives, and then Leroy texted this. And it didn't register to me last night. I'm like, his beard looks different, but I didn't. And I was like, it kind of looks blue because you made the Papa Smurf joke. But, dude, wow.
Blue.
Blue.
Blew our mind.
Don't fear the Reaper, dude.
Leroy's goatee made me reach my AI limit on Twitter. There's an AI limit?
Maybe
Yeah.
there is. I don't know.
There is one. I mean, obviously, someone like Dade South uses it a lot. After a certain point, they're like, you got to pay for this.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, you get like 20 prompts every so often or something like that. That AI stuff's getting crazy.
Somebody sent me Blue Man Group.
Blue Man Group? Okay. Yeah.
That's good.
That's good stuff.
God damn.
Keep them coming.
These are so great. You guys are the best.
Not so much. I'm not feeling
No,
it.
you're not feeling today?
No.
The Panthers have media day today. Do we have NHL Network? Do we have that? Is
Let's
that a
find out.
thing?
Let's find
Can we get that? I want NHL Network. It's media day.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this. We got a Cats team in the cup.
Yeah, but when they do it, we won't even be.
Yeah, but we get the early goings. We'll hear from those losers.
Oh, they go first?
I don't think I've ever seen Connor McDavid smile. Now, in fairness, I very rarely see Barkov smile, but Barkov just is like even keeled. Like it almost looks like Connor McDavid most of the time is miserable. God, they are in for a hurt in Leroy. They don't even know what they're walking into. It's really a shame for them. I feel bad for them. You know?
You've made me feel better about this.
For
Edmonton?
I was a little scared.
You feel bad because the weight of all Canada is on them?
I feel bad for them because they think they're about to go to a storybook ending, and the story is, yeah, you are.
If they had a choice, would they have rather Toronto win or Edmonton? Toronto is more of a like
Canada?
New York, yeah. Toronto's more like the
That's
New
a
York
great question.
Yankees
I don't
of
know.
hockey.
Yeah, Dallas Cowboys.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
That's
So
sort
they
of
would
ilk.
rather Toronto.
I would think more of Canada would say Toronto. Yeah,
Okay.
I would say that. But too bad, how sad. I don't know what to tell you. Ass kicking's on the way.
I would like to get through the first game before I make those.
No, that's fine. I mean, you cannot lack.
I just think it's going to be a long series. There we go.
Okay.
There we go. Share it to the channel.
I'm trying to get him to get the NHL Network on. That's what I'm trying. You know?
So I went through all of them. I saw that we had MLB, NBA, NFL. Didn't see NHL. So our
we
boy
get NHL
Steph is gonna get
Thanks,
it
Steph.
for us. So well.
If only we could use something easier like Blu-ray. Hey, can you just make a night of this? You know what they should bring back at the Improv?
Yeah,
heckling night, and let's just have
Was Leroy bobbing the apples in the toilet?
Okay. I think it was heckling night.
Yeah, can we just if we had Leroy with his blue beard, and then you just have everybody just heckle Leroy?
Yeah,
they're best.
It's
You
probably
think they'd
worse.
win
Though.
that?
What? Yes.
You know, if they heckle me, I can heckle them back.
I don't know, dude.
See, look, in person, it's gonna lead to violence. This way,
No, it's not.
this is 4 hours of us being able to just every single segment. This is good. I got a lot more blue songs.
T-Stacks, Leroy's airline of choice. You guessed it.
JetBlue.
Because it's blue.
Leroy got that propane flame on his chin.
That blue flame. Ooh,
That's good.
gotta watch out for that. It's hot. Scary.
Quantum says, I just joined in. What's with Leroy's blue goatee?
Leroy's favorite show, Blue Bloods.
Oh, the old love Blue Bloods.
Old love. Blue Bloods.
I'm a Law and Order guy.
The last 10 years of my grandfather's life, when I walked into his house, Blue Bloods was on the television.
You know, my grandfather, he liked the old westerns
Sure.
because he was from Texas, so he loved the westerns.
Man, imagine Tom Selleck's mustache but blue. Ooh, that'd be something.
Thick mustache.
Wait, take it easy.
It's okay. Hold on. Sorry. It's just,
I don't think you alliterated that the way you wanted to.
thick.
There you go. You know who I'm tired of?
Who?
And I think needs more haters.
Who? He's more haters?
I don't think he has enough haters.
Oh, this is what you started this morning with, and then
Yeah.
it immediately.
It got deterred because your beard.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow.
Oh.
I think I'm sick of his ass.
Yeah, you picked the
Why?
bone with him with the international thing. Now
Well,
what has he done?
that was ridiculous.
All right.
I don't understand where Joe Burrow all of a sudden became the ambassador of all things football.
Okay.
Because he sat here with a great arrogance, right? And he was like, I've done a lot to grow the game of football. I'm like, what have you done? Like, I'm sorry, did you throw pigskins with the queen? Like, what did he do to grow the game of football? I didn't know. No, he's been very good at football objectively, but this guy is sitting here and he just gets praised for the dumbest stuff, right? Like, I'm seeing nothing but, oh, Joe Burrow is the best. Oh, Joe Burrow, what a leader.
Honey, blue.
Point for Twitcher.
And I just found myself just being like, you know what, Joe Burrow? He doesn't just get credit for whatever. He just thinks oh, I could just go onto a microphone, say something, and people will throw praise at me because I'm Joe Burrow. So, yeah. So,
Kind of the way it's been early in his career.
yeah. Hey, you want to know something? I'm a little sick of it. Brock Purdy may won Super Bowl too, and he hasn't gotten this much praise. But Joe Burrow walks up here and he's just he said to the Bengals website, and he said, if I had played better, we wouldn't have even been in the spot we're in. I'm just focused on getting better with myself, and I feel everyone in the locker room feels the same way. If we go out there and play better than I did last year, it doesn't matter what goes on anywhere else. So just sitting here and taking all the blame for their hardships last year, even though they couldn't stop a nosebleed. And everyone just sits here and they're just like, oh, what a leader Joe Burrow is. What is he doing that any other quarterback doesn't do? What is he doing?
Not winning.
Yeah, what is this?
Well, no. Because stop
What
this.
is he
Wait.
doing?
Let me say this.
I get it. He threw up big numbers last year.
Let me say this. Because after he made the Super Bowl,
Hmm?
everybody was like, oh, Cincinnati, ooh, Cincinnati, because they got Joe Burrow.
Yeah, don't lose.
Well, they got no defense.
Okay.
I love the way we just all of a sudden forget.
Neither did Dan Marino.
Huh?
Neither did Dan Marino for years.
And how many championships did he win?
0. But everybody acts like Joe Burrow's walking around here with 9 rings because he beat Patrick Mahomes once.
It happens.
It's just like, when does the credit run out on that one?
I think part of the reason why the credit doesn't run out is because he basically took the LeBron Cavs to the finals.
He did?
Yeah.
With what? The greatest receiving core we've ever seen in my life?
Yeah, that is true.
He did? This guy's had the greatest receivers basically since like his senior year in college.
Right.
Yeah. They did have Eli Apple, though. Remember.
That's fair.
That's pretty bad.
That's fair.
Hey, join us in celebrating June birthdays.
Huh.
Oh, so May's already passed.
I know.
I guess that means JFig doesn't have to put you in the newsletter for another year.
Another year.
I just want to say, it's nothing against Joe Burrow, but enough of him already. And I think someone's got to knock him down a peg. And I think that's what I'm here for. And it started with the international ambassador thing.
Yeah.
And I'm just tired of Joe Burrow's whole act. And what? You know something, Leroy?
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
Why are you saying it's an act?
Oh, it's an act.
It's an act.
It's an act.
Cool Joe. What is it?
It's an act.
Himself?
And let me tell you something, dude. You're not even the best quarterback in that division. That's Lamar Jackson.
True.
By a long shot.
Yeah,
You're not even the best quarterback in that division. You might not be the second best quarterback in that division by career resume once Aaron Rodgers signs up.
Oh.
So I'm just telling.
I'm
I'm just saying. Joe Burrow has been to a Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers has won a Super Bowl. So until then,
Aaron
otherwise,
Rodgers won a Super Bowl when Joe Burrow was 12.
doesn't matter. It's on the resume.
Oh my
That's
goodness,
forever.
How far back can
That's
we go?
forever.
Wait.
That's forever.
How far back can we go before you keep getting?
I had him on my argument until I mentioned Aaron Rodgers.
I know.
What are you talking
You know
about?
how he feels about that.
When did Aaron Rodgers
You know
win
how
the
he
Super
feels
Bowl?
about that.
2011.
Woo. Joe Burrow was 13.
He was
Younger.
not- how old is Joe Burrow?
Yeah, it's true.
26?
Find out. Joe Burrow age. He is 94. That's crazy.
Wow,
Looks
that's
good for his age. 28.
28.
So that was
Born in
14 years ago.
96,
He was 14 years old.
All right.
Well,
He could go see a PG-13 movie.
watch out for those.
Like, I'm just saying, like, good or bad, we tend to put these labels on these people or players forever, and that's a long time ago. That's a long time ago.
It's ridiculous. Like, who cares if any other quarterback says, if I would have played better, blah, blah, blah. Every other person would have been like,
taking
big
responsibility
deal.
for his
He's not taking responsibility. He's
By
just doing the
saying his
easy
play.
thing.
Really? Saying
Yes.
if I would have played better, we wouldn't have been in a situation?
Yeah, it's a ridiculous statement.
Why?
Couldn't stop a nosebleed. Had nothing to do with you. But you want to know something?
But
He's
if
such
he
an
would have said,
egomaniac.
if he would have said something along the lines of, we got to be better on the other side of the ball,
Mhm.
then you would have really flipped out.
No,
Oh, you stop.
no.
Stop.
I admire honesty. I don't appreciate
what part of
insincerity.
So you have deemed,
Hmm?
you
Yep.
have deemed Joe Burrow
He's a phony.
taking all the responsibility and saying, if I would have played better, we wouldn't have been in this situation.
It's
And you say,
it's insincere.
really?
Yeah.
What should he have said?
It's been like, we gotta cover our bases as a team.
And then you would have said, you ready? Here, let's start. Let's start the show. How about this, Joe Burrow? No accountability whatsoever.
Hard to say. I don't know what
you
I'm
are. Oh my
I'm just
God.
taking it as
You're in a,
I'm
you
just
know what?
I'm just swinging at the pitches I've been given.
Sports guy.
Hmm?
You put yourself in win-win situations where you could trash a guy, and even if he would have said the direct opposite of what you're complaining about, you could have trashed him for that.
Nah, I just
Yes,
I don't.
you did.
I just think he's insincere. There's just
He's
something about him.
insincere. So what if he said, we need to get better as a team? You would say, how about team? And we're focused on yourself, there, Joe Burrow. And so he focused on himself, only talked about himself, and now you're trashing him in.
And everybody, like a bunch of sea lions, are like, thank you, Joe Burrow. Art.
Okay.
Like, it's just,
Oh,
okay.
my goodness.
What is he getting praise for? It's like
Oh,
giving
my
your child praise for like making the potty. Good for you.
Hey, Jay Gatto, kick rocks. Get Leroy angry enough and his face will match his chin.
I like Nunya Buzz who says Joe Burrow.
Burrow owns a Batmobile.
Yeah, that's true.
No, he didn't buy the Batmobile.
What?
All he did was take the headlines for buying a Batmobile because you want to know why? Because
Wow.
he's an ego
Oh,
maniac.
my goodness.
You know what?
You know what? In Ohio,
Maybe
do
right.
you know how loved that dude is? Because you know he went to Ohio State.
Amazing. Yeah, I'm sure. Amazing. I mean, he left Ohio State, but
Yeah.
No, here's what happened.
Mhm.
Left him.
This is the honest truth.
Mhm.
He broke his thumb. He won the job in camp. Right? He actually won the job in camp.
Mhm.
He broke his thumb. Then what's his name took over?
Mhm.
Won the Heisman. They weren't gonna put Joe Burrow back in.
so he hightailed it out of there
So
South.
to a better receiver core. Cherry picking. Some people call that cherry picking.
didn't he win a national championship?
He did. Stack team.
Yeah, okay.
Mhm.
That's how it works.
Very charmed life.
Nobody name
Mr.
a player that says, you know what?
Mr.
I'm gonna
Ambassador
go
of
to
the
this
game.
team and help it grow.
Mr. Ambassador of the game.
You hook your horns into people, and it's
I didn't expect myself to get here, but here I am.
You started before we started the show. You said
It's okay. Nobody else is going to be on this block. I'm going to be the only one here.
What do you
waiting
mean?
for Mr. God's gift of football, Joe Burrow.
All right.
I think I'm sick of him.
Really?
Yep. In fact, I'm quite sure I'm sick of him.
And he did nothing.
Oh, he did something.
That's the problem.
No. He did do something, which was lie about how much international influence he's had on the game of football.
Lie about buying a Batmobile. That one bothered me the most.
Hey, he said Nick T. Leroy calls it blueberry picking.
Take a break. More to come here on the show. Back after this.
We are one
Blueface, baby.
Oh, look who decided to show up. Wow. Oh, you want to talk about not weathering the storm? That should literally be.
I'm curious as to why she's wearing blue.
I thought that's one thing we were doing today. What are you talking about?
Well, we're not definitely all in it together. We're definitely not all in it together because you hightailed it out of here. You opted in for a home show because of a little rain.
You know what? I'm so sorry that I'm out here looking for my safety. I didn't want to go through so many highways to get there in the pouring rain. It's still raining. It has not stopped raining since I woke up.
What are we doing? It took me 2.5 hours to get home yesterday. You're acting like this is torrential downpour, like you're in the middle of some kind of hurricane. And you're just like, rain.
Did you not see how the weather was yesterday? Because it definitely was almost a hurricane.
I did see.
Hey, but it's Florida. Yesterday's price is not today's price.
Hazard of the job, Jennifer. Hazard.
I'm gonna go ahead and risk my life. No.
Wow. It's like that.
But you won't get to see Leroy's beard in person.
Oh, I saw it.
No, not like this. It's vibrant.
It really is getting bluer, though. I went in there.
You know what? I think it is.
No, it's totally getting bluer. I think that happens.
Your goatee looks like when a computer.
We kind of match. It's like Spirit Leroy matches Leroy's beard.
Look at that. Someone edit JFig onto his beard.
Or put the beard on me.
Ooh, look at that.
Dave South is on it.
Nah, he's out of Chat GPT points.
Dude, this guy, he made you an avatar. Okay. Like literally from the movie.
Oof.
James Cameron style.
Yeah.
Art.
I mean, show it. Like we're on a roll now.
If you insist.
Well, I gotta do what we gotta do.
If you insist.
The genie initially I thought was good. I thought
the genie
we're
was
way
great.
past that.
That was good.
The genie was great.
Leroy Maurice Jones blue.
I'm so happy about this.
About what?
Just you. Made the show today.
I have an idea to Photoshop you in, so look out for it.
She's getting in on it now. Use your Chat GPT points before they run out.
Yeah.
Man. You haven't put it up yet. I thought you.
Hey, I'm not you. I'm not a genie. I need to actually get the picture to download so we can put it on. It's not like and the picture shows up. I need to put it onto the computer.
Would you regret asking now?
I just want to know, did you really think anything less of today? You knew you were going to show up with a blue beard. You knew it was going to happen.
I don't think he knew how blue it was. I think initially when you dye it, you don't necessarily know the full color. It has.
I used to have bluish hair. I know exactly how.
I got up, put my clothes on, just headed out, and then when I got in my car, I was like, "Oh damn!"
Oof. Wish you had a razor. You know what? Their promo has a lot of razors for you.
I can't shave with a razor. My skin is way too sensitive for that.
I don't know if you're gonna feel anything with that skin, dude. Got a frozen face.
It's numb.
Bob Macablu.
Still wait for LeBron's picture.
Still. Man, I can't believe we spent this much time.
Leroy's stage name is Billy Bluish.
You really should be proud.
I applaud Leroy for supporting Pride Month.
The only thing that is disappointing about today is I wish there was a hockey game tonight, because if the Panthers would have won, you would have had to force to be that blue beard the entire time. I wouldn't have let you shaved it.
No, absolutely. At that point, it's part of the uniform.
Do you think he would have listened?
For the team?
Come on.
He wouldn't. If I told Evan Rodriguez that Leroy shaved his beard in the middle of it, no, he would have never lived that down. Of course, he would have done it.
You would have disappointed Evan.
You're lucky.
Can't disappoint our boy E-Rod.
Sweet sauce in it tonight, boys.
Sweet sauce.
Wait. How shocked were you when you realized that wasn't a compliment?
Shocked and then not shocked, because it makes all the Paul Maurice sense in the world.
Yeah. Larry Bluestein.
Oh, that's great. High school sports report.
Yeah.
That's good. You realize like this is the greatest thing that's ever happened to our radio show.
You got the lead, boys. You got the lead, Chuckles.
Oh, boy.
What a time to be alive, dude.
I think I want a blue beard now.
Yeah, we should all do it together.
Everyone should just do it.
Yeah,
Just get a blue
sure.
beard.
Yeah, but it'll take us a year and a half because you can't grow one.
No, we don't. This is just this morning. I shaved.
That's a week's worth of rubble.
Nope.
He could do his eyebrows instead.
Tobin.
By the way, it doesn't look like it's all cracked up to me because one false move. Look at you. You look like you're Poppy the Troll's best friend.
You look like a Furby.
Leroy going shopping at Bloomingdale's. Leroy's goatee matches Marco's foot.
True.
Greatest show on Smurf.
That's a point.
You ready for this?
Point for Twitcher.
Yikes.
Wow.
Leroy, you look good blue.
It's pretty good.
Damn you. Date south.
You look like a low and away slider to Giancarlo Stanton. Just the cold part of his strike zone.
A blooming onion from Outback. Hey, you're enjoying this way too much, Jennifer.
Yes, I am.
Who was very famous with blues? Was that Claude Monet?
With blue?
Yondu.
Oh, I got you.
Like the watercolor paintings.
No, it's Yondu.
Who?
Yondu. You don't know who Yondu is?
No.
From Guardians of the Galaxy? The guy
He's
with
not
the
talking about.
little spear.
No, I was talking about the artist.
Jean-Antoine Watteau.
Okay.
It's a French painter. He used blue a lot.
Someone help him.
Avatar Leroy looks better than the Dwayne Wade statue.
That's so good.
What would be the wishes you would grant? We'll take a break. Mix things up on the other
First of all,
side.
as a genie, I grant people wishes. I don't make the wishes. So why are you even asking that?
I don't know. This segment is
You're
brought to you.
a little too familiar with genie rules. Almost like you got experience. Take a break. We'll mix things up on the other side. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Hey, if you guys want to go watch the Miami Heat draft party, come on down, everybody, to the Kaseya Center as the Heat hold the 20th pick. Fans can attend the draft party in person at the Kaseya Center on June 25th. The event's going to feature immersive activities, including shots on the court, exclusive photo opportunities, appearances by Heat legends, live entertainment from Heat talent, and more. To RSVP, visit heat.com/draft party to check that on out. And for our draft heads out there, coming up in about 30 minutes, 5-star Frog Boys.
Big board.
5-star
Frog Boys, big board.
Your first but all-inclusive NBA draft preview from Frog Boy.
We're going to splash on that ass. I'm sorry. You know what? That probably, I tried to come up with a catchphrase. Didn't really,
whoa.
Didn't really work that well. We're going to 5-star the. You know what? I'll still work on it.
It's a workshop. In the meantime, why don't you mix it on up there, Splash Boy?
Okay, hold on. Can I blame Len for not having the instrumental readily available?
If you must.
Because he did come in again and was like, hey,
what is
buddy.
He asking for?
He's like, I got the Mike McDaniel guts, but do you know what I need? He wants Erod, more Erod.
Okay, we'll get to it, dude.
I know, he wants it so bad. He's got to get his promo done.
You ever notice people around this building?
They only visit during this show.
You could be busy as hell, but if they need something, they want you to stop.
They think the show is like a Zoom meeting. Like we're not doing anything. We're not entertaining thousands of people.
No one respects me. That's what it is.
They won't do that during the morning or afternoon show. No, midday is where it's at.
In fairness, nobody's here either for Joe because nobody's here in the morning, or
no,
because
people can be. People can be in the building during Joe Rose hours.
But they're not.
They're not.
They
are.
They're not.
You're barely here. How can you say you know? How can you tell somebody?
I used to do morning show. I used to see people in the building. Okay.
There's no way you ever made it on time for a morning drive show.
What are you talking about? We did morning drive, and I was always there on time.
Were you?
What? I don't think so.
Yes.
What?
You guys are absolutely trying me right now.
How many times in the studio was she here when we were morning drive?
I was.
Keep in mind, it was.
I'm gonna have to video
review. Still
that.
like COVID? Was that COVID time?
Also, I used to produce morning shows. There is no traffic during mornings or trains.
Anyway, what do we got in the mixed bag, Froggy?
Well, in the mixed bag today, we have some Paul Maurice.
Oh, handsome.
Yeah, getting ready for a Stanley Cup Finals rematch. Is it finals or final?
Final.
So it's only there's not more than one. Just final.
No, because it's the final. NBA Finals, Stanley Cup Final.
Well,
I believe you could say something like if they went to 3 straight Stanley Cup Finals, I think that's fine. I don't think you want to be a weirdo and be like, they've been to 3 straight Stanley Cup Final. That's weird. But when you're referring to this
thing,
7 games, 7, I wanted to punch him in the face over that. But for this, for the purposes of the Stanley Cup Final,
yes, Paul Maurice preparing for it has some words on his opponent, Connor McDavid. What's Dreisaitl's first name?
Leon
Draisaitl. The bump doesn't matter. Doesn't really matter, you know.
What?
Who cares about the losers?
White Leons.
How you do?
You know what? I'm gonna look up more White Leons.
They are unique. So we they have to be kind of considered in terms of their offensive package and the way they play the game. The sheer minutes they play is important. That we have an understanding. So everybody's going to play against those players. They're just on the ice that much. So it's just that awareness of where they are. There's a speed level there with McDavid, a size and speed level with Draisaitl. They're going to get their chances. Nobody's been able to shut them down. We just can't feed it. We can't be responsible for how they generate. They have to generate on their own. And if we do that, then we're in the game. If you don't do that, if you're generating offense for them by how you turn the puck over and how casually you play, then you're not beating them. That's just the fact.
That man ain't fearing them. I'm sorry. That's a guy confident in his cats. He's like, good luck, speedy boys. Meet.
Huh.
What?
Let me confirm this before I say something stupid. But yeah, Vader. You guys remember Vader from wrestling?
Yeah.
First name Leon.
Oh, okay.
White Leon. By the way, when you Google White Leon, just a bunch of white lions.
Kings of Leon.
Yeah.
That's good. Guys got time for any more in the mixed bag?
Just started, dude. What are you talking about? Of course.
I don't know what's going on. I'm not sure
I would
what's
hope
going on
so.
here.
Like, you came with the one. That's not a mixed bag. That's just a soundbite.
It's just like a pocket. It's a mixed pocket. Not sure if you guys saw recently, there has been a lot of news about the development of Shedeur Sanders.
Yep.
Deion Sanders.
What's the word in Cleveland? Anything good on him?
What is?
I mean, they like him. Like I just
Mary Kay Cabot.
Listen, if just because you weren't a first round pick, I don't know why we are so consumed by that. Like, you get drafted to a team, even if you were supposed to be drafted higher or you thought you were going to be drafted higher, that still doesn't mean you can't be successful. So the fact that everybody is looking down on Shedeur Sanders because Dylan Gabriel was drafted before him means nothing. Like, okay, somebody made a mistake. Go out and ball out. We've seen in recent years that some of the best quarterbacks in the league were not drafted in the first round.
So what about Shedeur Sanders?
Deion Sanders had some comments about his
Coach
process.
Prime.
Coach Prime says the draft fall. Okay, almost died.
You're right.
Almost died on the empanada. Almost died on the empanada, bro.
Yeah, you had to wait till after the break to eat the empanadas.
He got choked up a little bit, and you go to I almost died.
I did almost die.
Your esophagus got crossed up.
Yeah.
You guys are making fun of Marcos, and he almost died. Marcos, are you okay?
Esophagus did a Euro step.
Well, what's the big deal? If he almost died, just beat science and you'll be fine. That's what you did with your ankle.
Watch, I just beat death in front of you.
You're still limping.
No, I'm not. I'm totally like, you guys will realize you'll rue the day. Okay, you know what? Anyway, Deion Sanders says the draft fall gave Shedeur an edge.
The Bible says God uses the foolish things to confound the wise. So it was some foolish stuff that went on, but you know what? That gave them something that they needed. Like, that gave them something that they said, all right, you know, that edge that Tom had, like it gave them that edge. It gave them that edge that you had. It gave them the edge that I have. You know, when folks say we're gonna beat that, we weren't gonna beat, so we had to prove that. That gave them the edge that they needed. Both of them.
That guy who's just agreeing with Deion Sanders has no idea what he said at the beginning there.
Because
I don't know what podcast he was on, but what did he say? He uses the wise, the foolish to test the wise. Is that what he said? Can you play the beginning of that again?
Yeah, absolutely.
The Bible says God uses the foolish things to confound the wise.
Hold on 1 second.
Oh, yes.
He did. It did?
The foolish things.
I've been to church a lot. I don't feel like I've ever remembered that one.
I never remember.
I don't remember that one.
God said.
Oh, that is Corinthians 1:27, the King James version. But God hath chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise.
Huh.
All right.
Well, listen, I apologize,
Hey.
Coach Prime.
Yeah, but get too deep into that Bible.
I guess not.
This is LeBron's version, though. This is King James version. So I'm not sure if this is the same thing or when did LeBron find the time to write this?
Well, foolish thing to confound the wise. That was LeBron versus JJ Barea. You want to see the most foolish thing ever? Watch a 5'10" guy from Puerto Rico confound the most athletic thing we've ever seen in our life.
The greatest athlete.
The all-time leading scorer. The all-time leading scorer in NBA history.
It's like, what do I do with this thing? Figure it out, King.
Strange. People don't forget.
Let's see. What else you got in the mixed bag?
I got Russell Wilson. Okay. Let's not all. Sorry about that.
Mr.
Nothing against
Unlimited.
him, but he's one of those people in life the harder they try, the more insincere they look.
That's got to be the craziest QB room in the world. Him and Jameis Winston with the rook. Wow.
Now, I will say this. I played 18 holes of golf with Jameis Winston. And I was shocked by how respectful and kind he was.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because of all the crap you hear.
Right.
But no, like he is about.
Is he a yacker though? Only person I've ever said you said can talk more than you on a golf course is Jason Jackson.
And Lee Trevino.
Oh my God.
They had bets. So we played together.
Wait, Jason Jackson and Lee Trevino had a bet?
I played with Lee Trevino in a NFL tournament. And in the locker room, the senior tour players and the NFL players were putting wagers on who would talk more.
Wow. Did you win?
When we got done,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, if this was the talking Olympics, he just broke a world record.
Wow.
Because he only stopped talking to actually swing his club. And I was out there out of my element, so there was a level of nervousness, so I didn't talk as much.
What else you got in the mixed bag, Marcos?
Russell Wilson.
Yes, that's right.
On opportunity to play for the Giants.
The opportunity here is so great, man. And you know, I don't mind the lights. You know what I mean? I don't mind that part of it. I think the other part of it for me, most importantly though, of all of that, is I've been here before. You know, when you walk into a stadium, into a locker room, and you know, like my locker is the same locker I had when I won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And so for me, when I see that, I'm like, when I walk into that stadium, I'm like, I've been here before. Like, not just been here, but like we did this before.
Mm-hmm.
And so I fundamentally believe it's possible again in terms of just being successful again and being at the highest level. And so I think we got the right guys, the defensive line, how they rush and all that. So there's a lot of good pieces to it.
He's trying so hard to be that guy that he seems farther away from that guy than if he said nothing.
But
right?
You know, when you've done it before and you've seen it, I mean, it's not.
Aaron Rodgers did it before too, in 2011. Now, everybody labels him as Super Bowl champ, but guess what? Let me say something to you, Russ.
Whoa.
You have played more bad football over good football since you won the Super Bowl. And during that period of time, you broke up the Legion of Boom because they gave you credit and it was supposedly them. And if your coach didn't like you so much and tried to throw a 1-inch pass and just hand it off to the beast in the backfield, you'd have 2 Super Bowls. So imagine how people feel about you. But he's played more bad football since good football, since he remembered the good feelings from winning the Super Bowl here. Right?
I think I give up on him.
Leroy's beard looks like it was thrown in the wash with the blue clothes.
Okay.
That's pretty bad. New guy. Hunter Sport.
He's not new.
No?
Not new.
Been a completely loyal listener for a while.
Yeah. He's not new, but you're blue. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Lazy.
-1.
Take a break.
Not new.
Back after this. right, welcome back, you rascals. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Let's get to our headlines, which are brought to you by Doral Hyundai. Doral Hyundai, choose over 1,300 new Hyundai miles in inventory for the Tucson, Sonata, and Palisade. Remember, when it comes to Hyundai, the great deals are at Doral Hyundai. Marlins lost to the Rockies yesterday, 6-4. Prospects. Oh, this is great. Prospects.
So I want to thank you guys.
Yes.
Because everybody in the building, I now have to explain the story
God.
of the blue chin.
Well,
why are you thanking us?
But why? Yeah.
And now they're circling.
Oh, did you come?
Now they're
Oh, yeah.
circling. Like,
why wouldn't you be able to show off your blue chin?
See,
that's such a great look.
Well, I wouldn't say great necessarily.
No, it's a good look, dude. It's a good look.
No, it's not. You're just.
I like it. I hope you keep it.
Listen, you don't have to lash out at me talking about my facial hair because I would love to walk around with a blue chin beard.
And here's what you have, Smeathan. Hoping Leroy somehow gets arrested after the show solely for the mugshot.
God, I would never wish that on you, but that would. I would never wish that on you, but God, that would.
That's gonna live in guy. Jennifer decided to match her outfit and her mug with my beard.
Yeah. Well, no, show this one off too.
It's a little bit of solidarity, don't you?
Check out this one on the screen from Leroy.
Oh my God.
So, Leroy, I actually.
It's relentless. Look, so good. It's terrible. So great.
No, it's not.
This is good art.
This is good. This is good.
I tried doing something also, and it came out a little too dark. How do you feel about this?
Oh my God!
Doesn't really look like Leroy either, but I tried making him look like Hades.
Is that like from Hercules?
Yeah.
It looks like the bad guy in Mortal Kombat.
What are we doing?
I don't know.
You do look like a superhero.
You know what we do need,
I
though?
will say it's my favorite Disney movie. So
Can you
Leroy.
take your blue chin over to the window and give us a weather update from the Demesman and Dover Law Firm, youraccidentattorneys.com. Free consultations 24/7. Call at 866-954-MORE.
See, this is something you don't see everywhere.
Oh, yeah, look.
Because I'm a golfer. I can just look outside and give weather reports.
Well,
because
today's a little bit
cowards who have all the access in the world to weather can't tell us what the weather is. Look, mostly cloudy. Go figure. It's raining. Yes, it's raining. Hold on. I can't see where the wind's coming from because there's no planes. And I'm going to guess it's coming out of the east, though. Because early.
You feel that in your chin?
Yuck it up, funny guy.
Yuck it up.
And I'm going to say it's probably a little bit cooler, like mid-80s, 85, right? But it's going to rain all day because I'm not seeing any lighting up. And if you live in South Florida and have to drive anywhere, hey, just because it's raining doesn't mean you can't drive the speed limit. Stop looking around and driving scared, or get off the highway and get on the side street. You can drive slow.
See, and you wanted me to drive.
He did excellent. There is a 100% chance of rain. He was totally correct on that.
We saw that.
Thunderstorms as well. Winds coming out of the southeast at 13 miles per hour. You can expect this rain for the next couple days. It should probably clear up sometime around Saturday.
Wow. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Whew. All right, Leroy.
He's a golfer.
He's a golfer. That's what he does. Shout out to the Miami Hurricanes, by the way.
Yeah.
They advanced to the Super Regional. First time since 2016. They beat Southern Miss yesterday 5-4.
What was this double elimination?
It's basically the Sweet 16, right?
Yes.
And so you
and
play
then the
a
College
series,
World Series.
You play best out of 3 in the Super Regionals, and then the final 8 go to the World Series.
Which I think is also double elimination, and then it's to the championship which is a fresh series.
Right. Correct.
I like the name Super Regional.
Super Regional is a cool name.
Super Regional.
Well, remember, it used to only be you go to the World Series.
Huh.
They didn't have the different
They have
Super Regionals. No,
they've had Super Regional. I think the system's been around for a while.
It has, but I'm trying to think. Did I?
But it's been a while for the
because I know when I was in college, we had a run.
Who'd you have, Jeets? Was Jeter your school?
What?
No, he never
Derek
went to
Jeter?
Michigan.
He didn't?
No, my
He was
my
gonna go to
freshman
Michigan.
year was who's the dad of the kid that played point guard from Miami? He played for the Reds.
Oh, Barry Larkin.
Barry Larkin was there.
Oh yeah.
I played with Jim Abbott.
That's cool.
I
I
was
was
there
telling
when
myself
Jim
about Jim
Abbott was
Abbott the
there.
other day.
He was like excited about, he says, "Man, you're awesome," and I'm like, "Are you kidding me? Like you are." Like I'm in awe of you.
My son was trying to wonder. He goes, "Is there anybody who pitches the ball with two hands at once?" I'm like, "Nope, that's ridiculous." And he goes, "Has there ever been somebody who hits with only one hand?" I said, "Jim Abbott."
He didn't hit.
He didn't hit. We looked this up. We did this bit. We've looked up Jim Abbott's hits. He had 3 hits in his career, and I think 2 of them were against the same pitcher.
No, he didn't.
Swear to, we looked this up.
I'm telling you, he was always in the.
Okay, you're not going to tell me no. We've done this before. We're going to call Jim Abbott about it, when it was like he has 3 hits, I think, in his career, and 2 of them are off the same guy, and I think we're in different games.
What is Derek Jeter doing?
So Derek Jeter, so he does the A-Rod thing where he's, A-Rod claims UM, but he didn't go there.
Yeah.
Jeter does the same thing with Michigan.
But Jeter, I think Jeter's from Ohio.
Did a Michigan?
I thought he was from Michigan.
No, I think he's from Ohio.
He reps the Wolverines. Didn't you see Jeter at a game?
He was born in New Jersey though. But you mean where did he grow up, kind of thing? I don't see it.
I think he was going to go to Michigan and then got drafted or something. So that's why he became a Michigan fan. But
They
he's
moved
not
to
from
Kalamazoo, Michigan when he was 5.
Okay, there you go. There it is.
Kalamazoo?
He received an all-state honorable mention baseball scholarship to attend University of Michigan and play for the Michigan Wolverines, but I guess obviously he decided to for that. So I think there's something like that with baseball. When you receive a scholarship there, you get to claim the school. He's probably got an honorary degree there too.
No, I don't know.
No, Shaq doesn't have an honorary degree. He has a real degree.
All right, dude.
I don't like that you do that.
He didn't do it. There's no way he did college algebra. There's no way.
Did all of the college courses to get his doctorate. He's
Online?
Dr. Shaq. No, he did it. He went to class.
He didn't go to. No, he was expecting me to believe he went to class.
Maybe it was online.
Okay, ENC. He went to ENC 1101.
Speaking of Shaq, you remember who jumped over Shaq?
Yeah,
Jaime Jaquez.
What a downfall it's been since then.
Okay, that was a highlight.
I got to tell you right now, I saw something on Ira Windeman's Twitter page. He retweeted a tweet from the NBA.
Oof.
And it was introducing the NBA player correspondence for the NBA Finals presented by YouTube. Number 1, Jared McCain. All right, Jared McCain had a nice little couple months, got injured, no bigs, whatever.
Cool.
Dyson Daniels just made All-NBA first-team defense. Good for him. Matas Buzelis, Heat killer. Rookie. He is also one of the player correspondents.
Looking for cheap labor, I see here.
But also going Jaime Jaquez Jr. And I got to just tell you, I'm not going to be.
What? Yes, you are.
I'm not going to be the guy.
You're going to be the guy.
I'm not going to be the guy.
To be the guy.
I just want to
you
say.
are getting ready to be the guy.
I'm not going to be the guy.
Came in hot about
He's
it.
already setting himself up. Look at the camera angles.
I'm not going to be the guy.
Matas Buzelis.
That's pretty good. I'm not going to be the guy who tells you can't enjoy your off season and have some other experiences. Okay? I'm not going to be that guy.
And it's off season. Well, it's technically not even off season yet.
It's not. Well, it's his off season.
No. It's not off season yet.
It's whatever.
So we can't talk about guys not working in the gym or whatever when technically it's not the off season.
The only thing he should really be corresponding right now is his jump shot, because really, to me,
corresponding his bowels.
That too, but also
Make
I gotta
sure
be
you and your bowels on.
I gotta be honest with you, Leroy. No media jobs right now. I think he should bow out. It's just for me because what does he need to correspond for? What is he gonna, unless he's getting tips?
Maybe he's the Latinos. Maybe they want a little.
That's what you think he's going for?
I don't know. I don't know.
I unfortunately do think, and then I start to think, are there no other representatives that could have been better than Jaime Jaquez? There's no one else
For who? For the
like,
Latino crew?
Yeah, exactly. Like someone who could be on TV. And
I don't even think he should be that much better.
He's also
Why are you talking like this? Because you don't want to be wrong that he's full.
I don't think I am wrong.
Nah.
You don't speak Spanish?
I don't think he should be that much better.
So he's like Marcos.
No, wait.
Correct.
That much.
Imagine if I was the guy.
That much is way above Marcos. None.
It really doesn't matter whether he speaks Spanish or doesn't speak Spanish, because what he can't do right now is play basketball very well. And
But
I just
corresponding.
Yeah, well, you want to know something? You know where you should be corresponding? The lab. That's where you should be corresponding.
Well, why? Wait, here.
I don't want to be that guy.
Here, can
I
I
don't
just
want to
say
be that
this?
guy. I
You
really
are-
don't. I
you
don't
are
want to be.
one-
No, I don't want to be that
wait,
guy.
You are one to tell somebody where and when they should work.
I think
It's not off season yet.
I have a good pulse for when you should and shouldn't. And
No,
right
you
now,
don't.
no,
No,
I do.
you don't.
I do.
No, you don't.
If Tyler Hero wants to go be a correspondent, go be a correspondent. Okay. If Pella Larson wants to go correspond. I don't think Jaime should be corresponding right now.
Why?
Because he needs to be corresponding his game.
Oof.
So, like, that sounds like, so if a Miami Dolphin got ousted in the first round,
Mm-hmm.
and then they're corresponding with ESPN from live from Super Bowl and stuff like that, you're saying they should be working out for next year already?
Name the
Depends on their
player.
season. Yeah,
Name the
exactly.
player.
It doesn't
Name the
matter.
player.
Oh, it matters.
The guy
Names
just
player.
played a whole
If
season.
Liam Eichenberg was the correspondent, I'd be like, no thanks.
Yeah. What about Devon Achane?
Devon Achane, I'd be okay with.
So you're basing your theory on how well the guy performed the year previous.
Look how
year.
well all these guys performed. You got a Buzelis was all rookie. Yeah, Jaime was all rookie a year ago.
Yeah. If you didn't do well, no extracurriculars.
You guys
are not brutal, dude.
No, watching him play basketball was brutal.
So wait.
Focus on the bounce back.
No. So wait.
Focus on the bounce pass.
Just question.
Mm-hmm.
When should a guy be working out for the following year? According to Tobin.
Oh, he has been working.
Not he. In general.
Oh, take a couple weeks for a season like that he just had.
The season isn't over yet.
He should be right back in there. Davion Mitchell was right back in there. He had a good season. Do I see Davion Mitchell correspondent in the lab? No. Want to know why? Hoop head.
He's a good boy, Davion Mitchell.
It really isn't like, look. And
So you think so. See, here's what I hate about sports. You guys fall for the photo ops. Like, every offseason, what my contact number was 411. I would go away, do my own thing, come back, play football the next year.
Okay.
I didn't want, I didn't need a crowd
Right.
to let people know I was working out. I did my thing and that was it.
Sounds like you're on the same page with me.
No, I'm not.
I'm not asking.
Like, you want evidence that the dude is working out.
Not what I'm.
What if he's working out? What if he's been working out?
Just work out. Don't go on the correspondent path right now.
Why? If
Save
he's
that.
working out, why does it matter?
Save it for year 3
Oh, year 3 can do it, but not year 2.
if he bounces back.
True. Imagine 2 back-to-back years and now you're a correspondent.
So who else would you have instead of Jaime? If
From the Heat,
no,
I
just
got to
in gen-
pick somebody from the Heat or just in
but,
general.
But maybe they're looking at, hey,
You think they're really good? I don't think that's what they're doing.
no.
Yeah, like I don't think they'll have Dyson Daniels and be like, "Hey, we're really getting the Australian crew here." I don't think that's what they're doing.
Good day, mate. Welcome to the.
You really stretched down there for your Australian.
Oh, do I look Australian?
That was good.
Right now, you do. Bloomin' onion.
Didgeridoo.
We already did the bluey joke earlier, so I don't want to go back to that well, but that's also Australian.
Say didgeridoo.
Dade South says Kanga Blue. Look, good luck to him. I hope he has a good time.
No, I don't understand.
I hope he
why-
has a good
no,
time.
I get upset that why do you think, right, that you have a better idea of what it takes to prepare for the following year, then the
you
guys
be Jaime's agent. Okay, let's role play a little bit. You be Jaime's right. You call Jaime and tell me about this opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Do it.
No, I would
No,
say
you do it.
as the agent
I'm
presented
asking
to
you.
Jaime.
I'm asking you. Call me.
It's the other way.
No.
The agent presented to Jaime.
Right. So you call me and you present it to me.
Okay, that was amazing.
That's a very aggressive phone.
What the hell is that? That sounds like a.
Hey, Jaime.
Hey, what's up? What's up, Chris?
The league just contacted me. They want you to be a correspondent during the finals.
Oh.
What
Does that mean? What does that mean?
That means you're just gonna be a correspondent. They're gonna go to you periodically and get your input. And
look, I appreciate it. I think after what I did last year, the focus has to be on hoops and hoops alone. Talk to you later.
Give you 200
Click.
grand.
Hey, get me 200 grand to do a commercial. Do your job.
Wait,
Not the timer now.
Hold on.
Click.
Hold on. Everybody buckle up.
All right.
Because if Jaime was on a commercial right now, this dude would be saying the same thing.
Okay.
And you know it. You stop lying to these people.
He'll say, "Wow, handsome."
No, he wouldn't. No, he wouldn't say, "Hey, instead of a little photo op, why don't you go shoot some threes? Why don't
And
you
then
go
say
work in the lab?"
And the real investment you should have is in your game.
You are the worst. This guy. I don't understand how all this time I've been doing the show with him, and he picks the opposite side that I know if it were the other way, he'd be doing the same thing. So if Jaime would have did the commercial like you said, you're telling me you wouldn't be saying the same thing, and you bet not say.
He already gets a lot of commercials. I'm like, this is what we got right now for the commercials.
Not local stuff.
He's on a lot of the Heat commercials that they have. It's a
talking
lot of
about
Jaime
local stuff.
Jaquez Jr.
This is a national thing.
Yeah, he did.
So-
Jimmy gifted him a commercial.
True.
Gifted.
Hotels.com.
Yep. Tobin always pulls the reverse card on everybody. He does.
I'm not pulling a reverse card.
I know. You are. Because you said go do commercials. If you saw right now, if we were looking.
Well, you made it a money thing. You threw it in as a money thing.
Yeah.
I would say, like, hey, listen, invest in the game.
But why would you say he's not? What if he is working out?
Now he's going to go work out in Oklahoma City.
No, but I'm saying, what if he's getting his work in? And just because you don't see it means he ain't doing nothing?
It's not that he's not doing nothing. It's just like no funsy stuff right now.
You do realize
Task at hand.
it's June.
Yeah.
You do realize it's June, right?
Yeah. Well, we just had a wasted season. He didn't take advantage of that.
You're the worst.
I'm rooting for the kid.
Well, man, I had something the other day. Thinking of food. Gyro fries.
Did you have it with blue cheese?
Point for Tom!
Pride Boys, Big Boy! WQ.
Welcome back, everybody. Chop Robinson got the orange jersey today.
Ooh.
They are outside, by the way.
Wonder what's on this playlist.
I don't know.
They're
We don't find
outside.
out. We don't find out till after.
Yeah, that's true. That's cool.
So getting the old hands on the slick footballs today.
Yeah.
Check that on out, everybody.
Football.
What do you got, Frog Boy? You have claimed that you are a draft expert after also claiming you're an NFL insider.
Indeed.
I don't know what you've done to back up those claims.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to give us your NBA draft prospects. How are you doing this?
Let me tell you something about the NBA draft.
Okay.
Lot of hoopla. So many players to pick from.
Yep.
You got a couple guys at the top that you know, but very rarely is it as deep as the 2003 class, for example. So your boy, Frog Boy, sifted through all the lily pads, through all the muck, and decided to bring to you, the Miami Heat fan, a recurring segment that will provide.
So wait, this is going to be a multiple thing.
It's a big board.
Okay.
You know what? In each time, I will provide for you 5 stars. That's 5 different players ranking from 1 star to 5 stars, in my opinion, that I believe the Miami Heat should draft.
Okay.
So for all those who are lost, and you're oh my God, no Cooper Flag. Oh my, we're never gonna get anybody. I am here to save your day.
Wow. Okay.
Here's the background information.
Who is that character? That's Whiny Heat fan.
That's Whiny Heat
People.
Heat fan for sure. We're never gonna get anybody Cooper Flag. All right, so I will present to you. Let's start off with star number 1, which means in my level that not necessarily the greatest fits, but it's someone to keep an eye on because he'll probably
Okay. So star number 1 is 1 star.
1 star.
So not that impressive in your eyes.
Not that impressive.
Second rounder.
No, he's still potential at the 20th pick. All these people are potential at the 20th pick, but I would give him 1 star in regards to how well he matches up with our team and how talented I think he is.
Your team ain't good enough to be matching players.
Let him get to his bid.
Let's do it. Our 1 star. We talked about this last week. Drake Powell from North Carolina.
Okay.
Drake Powell, 6'6", 195 pounds, 19 years old. Had a solid season out of North Carolina. Shot about 49%. Reason why he's 1 star is where he has what we call the Jimmy Butler syndrome.
What's that?
He only averages 5.7 shots a game. I need a guy who's going to be able to take that bucket and put it in the basket. Not when he feels like it, not when his back and his sickness and whatever he wants to stand in the corner. Jimmy.
This happens in college a lot, though, dude.
Yes.
You got to be able to extrapolate that from, the actual stats and numbers they're giving you, because Jordan wasn't a prolific scorer in college.
Absolutely.
Huh?
What?
Jordan wasn't a prolific scorer in college.
I don't think that's what you said.
What did I say?
Prolific.
I said prolific.
You definitely didn't.
Tape will tell. Tape will tell.
Prolific.
Well,
Schmeeth and Schmolnick says you look like the Duke Blue Devils logo.
It's rough. He does, though. He kind of does. It's a blue goatee. Drake Powell, by the way.
Okay.
Drake Powell.
I forgot today was Blues Day.
Drake Powell, what?
Pretty good first name.
All right.
1 star, though. 1 star.
But only 1 star, a 1 star name in your eyes.
Well, I mean, that's the reason why he's got the 1 star thing. It's really,
okay.
Really the name.
Just the name is the
Just
only
the name.
All right.
Smeethan is on your line. How do you put a bucket in a basket?
He's 31 on ESPN's big board right now.
Look at that.
So it would basically be a reach if
we'd be reaching if we went for him.
Okay.
Let's go on to star number 2.
Okay.
Now, I know that we need ball handling. I understand that that is a thing that has haunted us. So for this one, I went ahead and sought out a guard that would be able to hold things down at a BYU for this one. Edgar, I don't know if it's Demon or Demon. And let me tell you something. It's Demin. If it's Demon, If it's Demon, wow, now we're talking, dude. Let me tell you my favorite thing about him. He is a point guard. He can handle the ball. But when he's not doing his point guard duties, he can also be a small forward because he's 6'8", like a guy who can handle the ball and he's tall. We call that the Haliburton.
It's probably gonna be a top 10 pick.
Well, you never know. I mean, nationality Russian, probably a sweet accent, so that adds some star capability.
Hey,
yeah.
Next time you do this, actually pick players who are going to be around the general vicinity.
Oh, see, don't listen to him. He doesn't know what he knows because on other projected,
that's going to be a top 10 pick.
You don't know that. He's going to be potentially. I have him slated here at 17.
You have him slated?
Well, not me personally. One of these mock drafts has him here slated at 17.
Well, my mock draft has him at 10.
He's going to drop to us.
Okay.
There you go. And so you're saying that if we do get him, that's a steal of the draft. And you heard it here first. Only 2 stars, though. Only 2 stars on my
Give us your 5th star because we got to get out of here.
Not a problem. Our 5th star is probably the guy who I had been watching the most because of the tenacity and defensive capabilities that he brings. And that is Thomas Sorber. Thomas Sorber, 14.5 points, 8.5 rebounds, but most importantly, 2.5 blocks and 1.5 steals. I feel like this 6'9" forward with 7'2" wingspan could add a lot to the Miami Heat. That is my 5-star performer who hasn't been drafted yet. So how can he be a performer? Who knows? Thomas Sorber. Pretty good.
That's why you're an NBA draft expert.
I know something. Wingspan. You want to talk about wingspan? That guy has wingspan.
Your wingspan is 4'2".
That's offensive.
Frog span.
Yeah.
Again, hurting my feelings.
Take a break. Give some final thoughts coming on up, including should Leroy keep the goatee? Back after this.
Yes.
No.
get to the road to repeat, brought to us by our friends over at Celsius. Hockey fans, don't sit this one out when it's game time. Make Celsius a part of your play and get that energy up. Game day is fueled by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks, the official energy drink of
the Florida Panthers. Leroy drank an Arctic Vibe and it went straight to his beard.
I wasn't even thinking that, but I mean,
that's good.
If you know, Zazov insists. Great job.
Ended the show there with no more blues, Leroy. Just wanted to let you know. No more blues.
I think it's a good look. I think you should go with like different colors every day.
Yeah, like the Jimmy Butler braid thing.
Right. You're sending subliminal messages?
What?
When I was blonder, that would happen.
Oh! Hey, you better get out.
Hey, he went, he was zipped on through that one.
Oh, you said prolific. That's what you said.
I said prolific.
You definitely didn't.
I said
prolific.
prolific.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
I did.
Mm-mm.
I said prolific.
That's what you tried to say.
Oh my gosh.
Spaghetti. Really?
Panthers are back at it tomorrow. Of course, the Stanley Cup Final gets going today. It is media day.
Why do I get the feeling that we do this show not to entertain the people listening, but to be entertained ourselves?
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Think they're going to be any trash talk, or is everybody going to be super cordial? Wouldn't it be great if Sergei Bobrovsky just came out and be Leon Draisaitl? He called him Donut Boy.
Wow.
You're like, I don't get it. What's that for? He goes, that's for the amount of goals he scored on me in the Stanley Cup Final last year.
Donut Boy.
What if Sergey went up there and just started eating donuts? Like, Sergey, what are you doing? Just eating shutouts, dude. Full cost. Just completely out of character.
Say, you got this guy turning into
just completely out of character. We just get trash talking Sergey.
He ain't talking. Who would? I mean, we know
Kachuk's gonna do it. We know Marchand. We know that. I'm talking about. It'd be great if like we start getting the unusual characters doing it, like Etu Lostarinen's just talking trash. Like Etu, I didn't know you had it in you. Just in their Finnish accent, being like,
too nice though. Honestly, I don't think they're too nice. They're too focused.
I don't know. I think you have a good mix of trash talkers and quiet guys.
Yeah.
Right?
Do you think like when they get to Nico Mikola's podium at Media Day, it's just like a chew toy and then just like, you know, leave him a salmon? Nico, what do you think about Connor McDavid? Very good. I think you just said cats in 5.
Blue Dort.
What time do they talk? You said 4:00?
I think 4:00 is Panthers, and I think
our time or their time.
4:00 our time,
Okay.
so it's 2:00 their time.
Okay, so they're 2 hours ahead of us.
I thought they were supposed
which
to talk
is weird,
already.
right?
They're 2 hours
But
behind.
they're replaying the Panthers.
Yeah, but no commercials. I mean, I guess that would be.
Can
done.
I just tell you, I'm remembering this game now.
Yep.
The final score was 2-1.
Yep.
And that third period was the most nerve-wracking of a sports event I have ever seen.
Very,
Right?
very tight cheeks.
Oh, yeah.
There's the old goose egg.
Drado.
Goals this series for Leon Draisaitl 0.
Yikes.
And he looked flustered by the end of it too.
Yikes. We've gotten better too, man. We've gotten better. Talent-wise and like as far as our identity, it's solidified now.
I just think it's like every time they're just like, oh, look at all the skill that's coming at the Cats. Aho, Matthews, Kucherov, Connor McDavid. It's like, cool, dude. Like, yeah, the Cats. I'm sorry. You acting like the Cats are full of turnstiles.
Really? Look at this.
Now, look, he's truly bluey. Okay. I can't stress.
Trevor said the Oilers are talking right now.
Why aren't they on TV?
Because we're watching this.
No, they said they were going to stream it on NHL.com, on NHL Network, and right now I'm watching.
Maybe it's NHL.com.
Get it on television, NHL Network. This is your job. Not that I don't like watching them kick their ass right now.
It's on YouTube. I do see it on
Lululemon.
see though.
I love how that's the one that made you laugh like that.
Doobie Blue.
How bothered does that dog look by the outfit she puts on him, though?
Yeah,
That's not true. He loves this one.
Yeah, really.
You can't continue to say that.
It doesn't. Why does he look like he's being held hostage?
Yeah,
we're not.
No, he's not. He came to me.
It's like, I hate this.
No, he does.
The third costume today.
That's not true.
How many outfits has he worn?
Come on.
Today?
Be honest.
Be honest.
This one?
Be honest.
I'm being very honest.
Dogs wearing clothing. What is this? 2004.
Trevor, please say that to my face.
Ooh. Well, only if it's not raining, though, Trevor, because she might not be here.
Yeah.
Next week, though. Ooh, she'll get you.
Bet you won't.
Gonna get you.
I gotta set an appointment.
Get you.
Stupid Oilers.
Stupid Oilers.
What was that? Oh, who said the wasn't that my cousin Vinny? Where he said, so if I come back here tomorrow, you'll have my money.
Just seems like a pointless thing. Like, why would you put the replay now when they're talking?
I went on
Seems
YouTube.
like bad programming.
I didn't see anyone talking, though. I saw a guy holding a microphone, but I don't know.
Is Jaime Jaquez there being a correspondent?
He's working on his golf swing. Anything but basketball, Jaime. Nah.
I don't see anybody talking. I see some guy with great hair who's talking to some other reporter. Doesn't look like anybody's at the podium yet. Also looks like they're in a really dank practice facility right now.
You know what they said? He says NHL Network doesn't need programming since it's losing money. The reason why it's losing money is because now they've mainstreamed a lot of hockey, so there's no games or nothing to put on the NHL Network, which is a fine. Believe me, NHL Network may be losing money. The NHL is not, because the games that they put on all the other networks brings in way more money than they would get by having them on the NHL.
I don't think any of those any of those things. They've been saying that about the NFL Network. That they've been trying to sell the NFL Network for years.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, it looks like they're all gathering around to get talking, but nobody's talking yet.
Yep.
Let's get going already.
Why?
You better say something. I don't know. I need hockey. Been a lot of days. Ready for action? You're not ready for action?
I'm ready for action.
I'm ready for puck
but
drops,
the first
dude.
action is going to be this.
Well, we appreciate you providing us with so much entertainment today.
Please do not remove it.
I'm removing it.
Why?
It's a fan favorite.
Maybe change it for red for the cats.
Ooh.
If I try to put red in, it'll come out purple. You understand how colors work, jackass?
Color theory.
Obviously, you didn't.
I didn't do this.
Okay, dude.
You didn't.
You think I didn't? I'm seriously, I didn't do it.
But you let her do it.
You did not do
I
it.
kind of
always using big.
Yes and no.
You let her.
Like, I was already halfway in when she grabbed my chin with the stuff on it. So it was either going to get cut off or I see it through. So I said, you know what? Bluety and the breed. Bluety and the breed.
That's our show, everybody. We'll talk to you rascals tomorrow.
But they called it 25. Oh, gross.
Tonight.
Again, and you so eloquently.
Ooh. That's a big word for me, dog.
It is on a. Oh my god.
Whoa.
And
I thought. Oh, excuse me. Because he goes on this whole thing.
Midday sports and silly sauce with Tobin and